3. We are live. Welcome to the Archa Cafe, guys.
Yeah. How are you both?
Doing pretty
I'm
good.
sorry.
I said,
Yeah.
how are you both?
Busy week. Day in, day out.
All right. It was a big week, especially for Archangel. It was a really big week. A lot of
Very.
big updates. I mean, I found it really hard to follow up on all those updates. Seriously.
I know.
Candy, I was chatting with you in the night yesterday. It's almost around 2:30 a.m. for me. And still, I am going through all those updates. Joe keeps releasing them every single day, every single hour. It was crazy. But yeah, crazy in a good way.
Very. I know, man. He just kept dropping them. It was first when it started midweek, and then it was about every other day. And then Friday night dropped big bombs. Saturday night dropped
Yeah.
big bombs. There's so much for us to go over tonight. And we've already got a decent group coming in the room, guys. Welcome, everybody. Everyone.
Wow.
Man, that's awesome already.
Nice.
So they're probably waiting on us. We had a
Mhm.
little technical difficulty, got it worked out. Thank goodness we got it figured out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Let- Let's see. I see a big thing down there already. What do we got there? We are in the midst of preparing for Archangel token contract migration. The major logistics for Fegates and Coinbit is being worked out. We do need to clear out the liquidity in Fegates. Yes. So, guys, when we do migrate contracts, it is never just as simple as a push and click, especially with how far we got our
Mhm.
hands in already inside these centralized exchanges. So, as far as the contract itself, that part is going to be pretty simple. They're handling some logistic stuff on the back end. If I think that's what Ed said earlier today, it's just part of the process for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Ed said in the main telegram yesterday, he was like, "Yeah, this entire weekend's just gonna be massive like testings."
Yes,
I'm like, oh, great.
I know.
Try to catch some sleep while you're at it. All right.
Sleep? What the heck's that anymore, man? Ever since Arca, there's been no sleep, no rest for the wicked around here.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's not like, we are bound to do this. You are bound to, be waiting for all these updates or probably wake up in late night and, do this stuff. But it's that it's so interesting to read through these updates, and I mean, it's a personal opinion. It's just that I'm seeing a lot of things changing with crypto right now in the recent days, and Archangel is doing a tremendous job in terms of keeping the communication as clear as possible, as detailed as possible, so that every person can understand and know what is happening in the back end. So that kind of transparency it's hard to find in many projects out there in the crypto. It's where only those very few that actually do this, and
Yeah.
we have all seen. A few of the mishaps that have also happened when the communication is not clear too with certain projects, right? So communication to the community, it plays a very, very vital role here with crypto, and Archangel is nailing it in every single step, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, guys, I don't want to interrupt, but before this question or before this comment gets buried, we need to give a shout out to Crispy's mom. I'm trying to get her to invest, and she's watching the cafe tonight, guys. So, guess what?
Mhm.
Pressure is on. No.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Crispy's mom, you got a good guy there. You got a good son right there. He's been real
Mhm.
active with the community, real positive, very upbeat. Love him. Also, give a shout out, Chris. Do you want to do the honors, Antonio? What big change with Crispy this week?
Yeah. So we actually got Crispy as one of our moderators for Discord.
Yes.
So
Wow.
He stepped up,
Nice.
volunteered because, a lot of us guys over there, we've been getting very, very busy. And as Archangel grows, we all know that Discord, it's going to start popping sooner than later for sure. Ultra over there, got to give a shout out to that boy too, man. I'm telling you, he's been killing it, getting that very user engaged. Really proud of what's going on there. So yeah, definitely big shout out to Crispy's mom though for the night.
That's right.
yeah.
And not many sons or daughters actually advise their parents to go ahead and invest, so it's good that you listen to them when they give you something that's really nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that's really nice and cool as well.
Hmm.
Also, how you doing, Crypto Mike? I saw you said what's up like earlier, so just want to make sure you noticed.
Is he LA Crypto Mike now?
I
Man, I
think
can't
so.
keep up with that
I'm
boy.
assuming.
Just like his life,
Mhm.
man. I can't keep up. That he by the way, thank you for what you do, Mike. Seriously. In the real world too, you know.
All
So
right, we have a very important question right now.
what we got?
When Toyota?
What am I missing?
All right, I mean, you didn't hear me. I asked when Toyota.
Oh, when Toyota, when Supra, when new Caddy. Come on, I need to upgrade the old beast outside. And you know what, guys? It's going to be happening sooner than later for everybody. I mean,
All right.
this project has so many fundamentals, you know, laid out for it, and they're executing. And you know, that's what we all got to talk about tonight. We got plenty of intel for 2 hours worth of stream. And also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to get everybody's hope up, but sooner or later tonight, we are going to have a special guest stop by. I don't know if you guys caught it in the main Telegram earlier, but we are going to have somebody come in and say hi this evening.
That's nice.
Oh, it always is.
And I gotta say,
Sandy's
like,
super.
I was gonna do a video going over what's been going on in Archangel. I started it Wednesday. I've yet to finish it because every single time I get to sit down and I'm like, okay, this is what happened. I go and open Telegram because I'm like, I should probably double check this, and then there's a new thing. I'm like, gotta write that down.
Hey, you're telling me in my notebook, I have pages after pages after pages of script, of details going on. And it's like, guys, slow down. We can't keep up out here.
That's right.
But you know
I
what?
actually did the smart choice over there. I just put out what I could in this entire week for Arca and kept the rest for this cafe. So I think it would be better to discuss in that 2 hours of duration. But now I believe 2 hours is also not enough, I guess.
Right.
Break
Yeah.
down all those updates. But yeah, we'll try to get them covered as much as possible.
Okay. So we got a question for the night. Carlos saying, please explain the benefits of ERC
Yes,
1155.
1155. All right. As far as I know, ERC 1155 technology or the blockchain network allows you to have a very low gas fee. That's one thing that I know of because the number of transactions, I mean, on the technical aspect, number of transactions that you would be able to do per block would be much higher than the normal ERC20 network. So that's one option that the team is looking out for, I believe, to reduce the gas fees. So that's the only major factor. So as and when you have a bigger channel to flow through with information, then it's much better and faster for you guys. That's all I know about it. Not to get too technical on ERC 1155.
So if you give me 1 second here, I'll actually pull up a little detail because I don't know the in depths, but there is one key factor of the ERC 1155 that's really going to help Arca, not just with the gas fee, or not just with the gas fees, but there's a lot more perks along with it. And part of it here is about it being able to mint both fungible and non-fungible tokens in one smart contract. With the progress and with what components we're looking to add on into this epic and other epics as they come, this is going to be very beneficial for that sustained growth for Archangel with what we have happening.
Yeah, Kelly, you're right. I just missed that. In fact, now ERC20 would be for a normal token, which is kind of a DeFi or kind of a governance concept. But if you want to have NFTs added to that, then ERC1155 is the network that you actually have to go for. So it's both in terms of gas efficiency as well as minting NFTs that would provide you the option if you switch over to ERC1155. So yeah, moving the contract over to that particular network or probably having support for that particular network. I'm not so sure exactly because I guess I'll wait for Joe to probably share more info on the contract migration and other stuff. Wouldn't like to speculate, and but yeah, I believe that the support for a new contract for the support for EAC 1155 will be added up, which will allow Archangel people to or holders especially to gain the power of minting NFTs and stuff. So I mean, my mind is a little crazy right now, but thinking of Archangel having its own marketplace for NFTs in the near future? Might
Yes.
not happen. Just my personal opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say if the community wants and everything, obviously we will be getting those NFTs, and when something like ERC 1155, it's gonna be making it a lot easier, not only just for us to get it done, but also for the developers and all of them to be able to do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
it's so much easier to bring both those contracts capable into one house, into that
Oh
one
yeah.
contract, and if you, as we all know about how the ecosystem roadmap is laid out for Archangel, that is a necessity going forward and for the growth of everything going on.
Yeah. And this is what I was speaking of in terms of utilizing and evolving in new technologies that we have to adopt as and when the time passes by. And this is the advantage of having a contract not renounced. I mean, a lot of people do have this question of why is the contract not renounced. This is the advantage, guys. If you renounce your contract, I mean, we discussed this last time also, but if you had renounced your contract, you couldn't have done these changes or probably added these new technological features to your existing contract, right? So, and this new contract migration, as far as I went through the document or the details which Joe had given, so this also enables us to further implement other technological advances, right? Archangel token, and the staking pool that you are building up with Archangel is not limited to only ERC20 or Ethereum network, right? So it has to support other future networks. It might be right now on the BSC side, the Polygon side, but in the future, you never know. It can even be to AVAX, the Avalanche blockchain, or the Phantom blockchain, or Arbitrum. You have a lot many blockchains which are coming in, and think of it on the other angle where a lot of projects are now coming out with their own individual blockchain, be it a layer 2 or a layer 1. Especially these metaverse projects will definitely have their own blockchain because they need to leverage that power, and they cannot simply depend on some other network, mainly because of certain other factors, be it gas fees and other network congestion related issues. It's always good that they have their own blockchains when it comes to metaverse projects, GameFi platforms. So this is the future. Metaverse and GameFi, NFTs, these would definitely revolutionize crypto and ensure the adoption of crypto is going to happen at a very mass scale, right? So taking that into consideration, Archangel is doing a very good move right now, if you ask me, because the contract migration at this point of time would definitely add up a lot of value and ease out the process of what can be done in the near future. So it's like
Yep.
you're 10 steps ahead, right? So you're not thinking of just now with, okay, let's go ahead and migrate a contract to a new network, right? So it's not like that. You're actually doing the migration to ensure that your project sustenance is planned for the next upcoming 5 to 10 years duration. Yeah.
So 66 GTO Andy in here, he dropped the question,
Mhm.
why can't we just modify the current contract again to suit our needs? Because of the depth, when we're going into that level of the foundation of the token itself or the smart contract from ERC to an 1155, that changes the grassroots of the contract. And that is something, once the contract is live, it's just not possible. The risk versus reward out of it, there's just too high of a risk to be able to complete something of that nature without jeopardizing the contract. So let me tell you one thing, the devs, they've seeked all options and they've only presented
Mhm.
us what is going to be the most favorable, the most efficient and effective for the project, for the community as a whole. That's the one thing I do want to say. Those guys take the community as a priority. And so, they would not be laying this out for an option for us if it wasn't the best option for us.
That's true. And I'm not technical expert, but as far as my knowledge goes, once you have created a contract for ERC20 token on the Ethereum network, you cannot actually just go ahead and add in a few bit of lines for the ERC1155 to be supported, because both are two separate entities in terms of contract programming, right? So when you want to add a functionality of ERC1155 to your existing Ethereum token, you need to do it at the initial time before it is deployed. So
Yes.
now, since the ERC20 token, contract is already deployed up and running, you cannot make this major change on top of it, right? So
Yes.
you need to build an entirely new contract which enables you the support, and that is what the team has done. So right now, once we migrate this to the new contract, that would enable you to even change the contract in the future without even affecting or again making any other further changes for the contracts, right? So this would be one step migration, and one final migration, I believe. Okay, in the near future, anything can happen, but for now, this would be the one single migration which will enable you to not only just add in that utility of ERC 1155, the NFTs to be keeping it simple, but also give you the option of making certain modifications to the contract without changing it in a probably having a new contract in place, right? So that functionality is also getting added up now with this new contract. So that's the feature add which would definitely be welcomed, right?
Yes.
That's
So
what.
I see
Yeah.
that we have a guest actually waiting in the studio here for us.
Whoa! All right,
Yes.
bring him in. Let's welcome them.
So yeah, I'm just waiting for him to give us a thumbs up that he's ready to go down there. And I know he's a busy
Great.
man, taking
Real
the
quick.
time out. What you got?
Yeah,
Ian?
real quick before we add him in as well, I wanted to say this real quick as well. So the other advantage we have of doing this upgrade outright and not just as we go add in things to the contract, it's going to be it's a lot less work over time for us, because when we do it now, we already have all of that kind of space there for us. We wouldn't have to take more time later down the road when we get bigger and have to we don't have to get overwhelmed more
Exactly.
easily, I should say.
Yeah, at the earlier in the
Because
project, the better, because
Right.
With the holders and everything, once you get that volume increase, it makes it very, very difficult for sure.
Yeah, and once we get
Yeah.
the ecosystem start going and everything, we start getting more tokens going in and projects coming into here, it's going to get a lot busier. And if we can already have the utility and the space for it, the better, and a lot less headaches.
All right. Are
Yeah.
we ready? He's just kind of hanging out, doing his own thing.
All right. So let's pick up another question from Carlos in the meantime. So he says, after the migration, any new top 10 exchange? Well, one thing I would like to actually speak to the entire community in terms of exchange listings. Uh, Guys, it's not as easy as we think. It's not like you go to an exchange, you pay them some amount, and they go ahead and list your token, right? The first and foremost thing that any exchange which is in the tier one, especially be it Binance, be it FTX, be it Coinbase, or all those so-called exchanges, or even some of the tier two exchanges as well, they look into certain aspects of a token, right? So it's not just you have a token running and on the Ethereum network, they're happy to go ahead and list it for you. There are certain criteria that you need to meet to even go ahead and approach them and ask them to list your coin. The first one being your social presence, be it the number of followers you have on Twitter, be it the number of members in your Discord group, be it members of a Telegram group. So there is a certain threshold for that. You need to reach that first. You can, and the second one aspect is the volume of trade. So the volume of trade should be there for any of the tokens that you have in your project, and that would be having a threshold as well. The third one would be the number of holders. So you have a specific set of holders for each and every exchange that's out there. So tier 2 exchanges sometimes do list you if you even have around 1,000 holders, but some of the tier 2 or tier 1 exchanges definitely require you to have a few 100,000 or 100,000 or a few thousands of holders to even meet that criteria, right? So you cannot expect a project to come out today and list in a centralized exchange tomorrow. Now, if in case such a thing has happened, well, let me put it across very straightforward. The number of holders, if you look into such projects, would be enormously high, either due to the fact that it would be a scam or a rug pull, or the second point being there would be a lot of transfers through IDOs or ICOs that would have happened. Now, go ahead and look at all those specific projects on BAC Scan or Etherscan. You would get to know the number of holders would be exorbitantly high for them, and the number of transfers would be exorbitantly high. And that's a no-no for me in terms of my research, because they're not purchased tokens. They're just kind of airdropped, right? So that's how it is with centralized exchange listing. So it takes time, but nothing much to worry about. I think the new contract migration would make it even more easier for us to go ahead and purchase Archangel with lesser gas fees. That's something that we'll have to definitely wait and see. But the team is exploring a lot of options out there to ensure it makes it easier for people to purchase Archangel token, be it on the decentralized platform or the centralized platform. And I mean, who wouldn't have or who wouldn't want to be in one of the top tier exchanges, right? So it's just a matter of when, instead of if. It's going to happen, but it takes some time. And for that, as community members, I believe our work is only to spread the word and spread the news, so that more people get into the project, and that in turn brings you all the three factors, right? Your social presence, your volume, as well as your number of holders. So, and once we do that, then it's all about going ahead and approaching those centralized exchanges and getting Archangel listed.
Yep. I think we probably should get the boss on here real quick.
Oh yeah.
Nothing like making him wait for a while. So welcome.
Hey, Joe.
I'm just listening. I love it.
I know, busy man. When you got a second, dig it in.
Dig it in. What's going on?
Oh, having a fun night at the Archa Cafe. You know, our Sunday night, enjoying a nice cup of coffee and having a good time.
Got the coffee. It'll be a long
Count
night.
me in on that too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice long night of work.
Archa mites very soon.
Yes.
There you go. Well, I got something to show you that I've had on my desk for a few years.
Oh no.
Whoa.
A few years. I'm intrigued.
Don't show us a Lambo, Joe, please.
It's a fortune from a fortune cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Let's hear it.
Let's see it.
Let's see if it'll clear up for us.
Yeah. I'm not able to figure it out. Are you able to?
Wait, let's try this. Let's see. How can I do this?
No, you can see it.
It's blank.
Focus on trusting your intuition and you will get through it. Wow.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Because I really could not see that. It looked like a blank white piece of paper.
It did come true.
Yeah, trust your intuition.
Yeah.
99 times out of 100, your intuition is usually right.
Ain't that the truth?
Right. Yeah.
The only times I kick myself in the butt is when I did not listen to my gut.
Yep. Take the emotions out of it. Listen to your just human intuition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And what do we got going on in the chat? Cesar saying, hello, Joe. How are you? Carlos, let's go with Archa family.
Well, actually, I'm in here hiding from AI and Ed, so don't tell anybody on the Telegram I'm in here.
Yeah. Right? So jump on that real quick.
No.
Yeah, you can hang out with us as long as you want, Joe. You're safe here.
Caesar already
They're like
called you out
secretly
on that
in the cafe just watching.
Oh yeah, just lurking around in there.
He'll start pouring in the questions right now in the chat section.
Yeah, I'm monitoring the chat that I have with AI and Ed. They're looking for me. It's funny.
Where are you? They should know. Where are we at every Sunday at this time?
Yeah, AI says it's 3 a.m. What the hell's going on?
Yes. See, let's see. Andy was asking, is that a Mossberg on the door?
It is.
I
love
Oh, there she is. Well hid.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I'll tell you, it's unfortunately in today's world, it's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm. So, Joe, any light that you could shed on the partnership with Google Cloud and probably how it would help in fast tracking the Epic, Michael?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's something you can pull up, Caddy.
If you're able to, you should be able to screen share as well there, Joe. Down at the very bottom, there should be a screen with a plus that says share.
Yeah, I see it.
To the left. And it'll allow you to choose a screen to share. If you had some detail, if you had stuff more handy than what I would.
No, I mean, it's the same artifacts that we have. Just seeing if I can pull up something with Michael in it that doesn't go into too much detail, but just enough.
Yeah.
Let's see the ecosystem roadmap. That won't really help out with the depths of the Google Cloud and the CGN.
Mm-hmm.
Or CDN, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I think the easiest way to describe it is that the use of the cloud, and especially content delivery, streamlines just about every aspect of the Epic, because the Epic is sharing information with all 7 components. It makes it a lot faster to do queries and to do index searches, to share data within the Michael Epic and also external, because it's in the cloud. It's a virtual machine that we're going to stand up in the cloud, maybe 2 or 3, depending on how big it gets.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that CDN, that Google Delivery Service or network, it's going to be massive for the scaling as this project scales. You know, looking through that technical roadmap of everything that's being accomplished and all the components that go with Michael, it wouldn't be possible without something like that. And that's not just for now. That's for 3 years from now, 5 years from now. With their scalability, it will help let the ecosystem grow with any needs that's necessary.
Right.
One key thing. Let's see. What do we got going on over in the chat, guys? Shadrach, good evening, bro. I have not seen you much all week long. Yeah, I'm calling him out on it. One of those guys that usually put a smile on your face in that room for sure. Let's see. Yeah, most of our usual guys, man. So what else about this week? Jose, are you just like we were saying at the start of this? You just kept dropping bomb after bomb after bomb on a Friday, Saturday. You know, Antonio, he was talking about he's been trying to get a video done. He's been struggling with that himself because there's just so much new news. Mr. Aslan doing the same thing. And I'll be honest, you got me hung up. You have stumped 3 of the content creators.
Well, it's like we don't want to make an hour-long video, but there's so much information you could make an hour-long video.
You know, I actually even thought of going live for an hour just to share these updates with Archangel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much, but whatever updates that we have received right now is not something that is for the moment. That's what I personally believe, right? So it's for the long term of the project, and it's really beneficial because you're seeing a drastic cut down in terms of the time frame where you can expect the first token for Archangel ecosystem to roll out, and that's pretty huge, right?
Yes.
And I mean, frankly speaking, I was expecting the first token or the first Epic Michael to roll out, at least the first phase, somewhere in the month of June. I mean, that was the expectation I had. But now it's either Jan or Feb. I mean, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. It's Jan or Feb, right? That we can expect.
Yeah, and you may see more than one of the components out before that.
Look at that.
I mean, there's no once we open. We've been saying this for the last few weeks. Once we open this door is wide open. There's no crack. There's no almost open. It's either open or it's shut, and it is wide open.
Yes.
Wow.
It is wide open. We really need to get the community thinking about DeFi, because what's going to happen with Michael here in probably 8 to 10 days is we're gonna, once the UX is approved, you know, once the intake meeting and all that good stuff happens with the dev teams, they're going to be off to the races for about 4 to 5 weeks doing the UX. Then we'll get back together with the dev team and review their design. We'll tweak it here and there, and then we'll go into hardcore development, and that's when we really get into Google CDN.
Yes.
But we're not going to sit still. You, all these people. We're not going to sit still. We're not going to sit still for 4 weeks while they dev. Remember that what this private investment group has given us is the ability to do concurrent development. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to develop as much as we can at the same time, and then we're going to, like you saw that ecosystem, or you saw that technical roadmap last week. There's a good chance we start stacking 3, 4, and 5 epics up at a time.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is the technical roadmap? Is it updated on the website?
Not V3, no. Nope, not V3.
Okay, I was like, am I missing something here? Because I was gonna pull it up and share it with us real quick.
We're gonna wait to put out the version 3 documents until we get migrated over. And there's also some accelerants that are happening in the background that may change that technical roadmap again in the next 2 weeks or so. And we don't want to come out with the fourth version of the technical roadmap, so we're just going to wait a few weeks.
Oh man! See, this is what I'm talking about. It just doesn't stop. It just don't stop.
So just really start to focus on DeFi. If you want to have really interesting conversations in the main Telegram, really start to look at DeFi both in crypto and in traditional space, and try to find areas where crypto is broken with DeFi or things that just don't exist yet that we can take a look at.
Yes.
True.
That's the thing. The innovation at its finest. The community's heads. There's so many amazing things that's getting thrown around in there, over the time, and it's crazy how one person may think of something and that other person, it makes an idea dawn on them, and it's just a domino effect. And the next thing you know, you have this really, really great idea, which brings us to our whole ecosystem as a whole. A lot of people out there have end up with these really great ideas and hit hurdles, hit roadblocks. And you know what? That's where the innovation comes into play with Archangel here. And freaking just awesome.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Yes.
And a big shout out to Ultra P, who is from European. Well, thank you so much for the support, because it's 2:30 a.m. for them there.
All right, you ready for this? Take a look at what this says on top.
Reducing time
to market with continuous development.
Deployment, continuous deployment. So you are strategizing, you are executing, you're creating your own domino effect, and we're going to knock out one. Once that one's done, it's going to knock out the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And you're not going to
we're going to learn how to do it with the first one, right? We're going to document it, we're going to refine it, we're going to test it, we're going to make it better, and then we're going to do it again. And next time we do it, it'll be bigger and a little faster and a little better. We'll take our notes, we'll learn our lessons, we'll figure out what we can make better, and then we're going to do it again.
Yes.
Sooner or later, we're going to figure out how to do 2 at a time, 3 at a time, 5 at a time.
Yes, that's the thing. It's working out the processes, learning the weak points, the flaws, and developing and molding that flow, that workflow.
Yeah.
It's going to be massive. And man, could you imagine with the staking pool if we are getting to that point where we're doing 3 different epics concurrently? And once those are done, that eliminates 24 months or 26 months worth of roadmap. Well, I am being really bad with math right at this second. It'd be 27 months worth of roadmap down to less than 9.
Well, at that point, a roadmap you don't even build. Like
what's a roadmap?
So what we do as a community, right? What we do as a community at that point is we focus on the things that we can put a time box around, like hitting certain holder count, raising certain awareness, maybe a marketing campaign. But once you get to that speed of development and releasing on demand, you don't put a time box on that. You just fly. You go as fast as you can. If you start making mistakes and things get a little hairy, you take it down a notch. You find that sweet spot where you can develop and release on demand and not burn out your team.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We don't want them spinning their wheels, spinning their tires. We want them to keep that traction going. But as it progresses, learning from the mistakes, learning from the pitfalls, it's only going to get more efficient and faster and better. And
it's also being smart enough to recognize when you need to slow down, and also make sure that within your development schedule, you're baking time to reflect on what you're doing, so that you're giving the team time to take a breath, capture the lessons learned, figure out what can be made better, and then create a plan to implement those strategies into your next build. If you skip that, you'll keep repeating the same mistakes and say, "Oh, we did that last time too, and we screwed it up." You just have to slow it down enough to where you can implement.
Yes,
Definitely.
So we did have a question. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, the last thing that throws a wrench into everything is when we get private investors reaching out to us saying, "Hey, we heard a rumor that you guys are looking at this. We'd like to help you build it. What do you think?"
That's great. When you have them knocking down your door, that just shows,
Well, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, there's been a few that have been watching us quietly, and they saw us starting to talk more and more about, track 2 for Epic 1, accelerating that timeline. They saw the risks that were put up in the telegram, the 2 hurdles that we needed to clear. And we cleared the first one, which was the technical side of it. And the second one was the financial side of it. And they waited till we cleared the first one, and they said, okay, we're at the second hurdle, and we're going to take that hurdle out of your way so you can just run right to the finish line.
Yes.
And that's incredible.
Yeah. What was it? Less than a week ago, or about a week and a half, we had those 2 hurdles to overcome, knocked out one fairly quick. And here we thought, the second one, it was going to be not the matter of if, but the matter of when. And I don't think anybody expected that when to be, to be within the same week.
Before the weekend was up.
It was within, started Monday, Wednesday was semi-closed. By Thursday night or Friday night, whenever we had that VC, it was pretty much done, and then it just kept going throughout the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it's not over. I mean, they're still very much interested, and more investors are coming over. And those circles of very smart, very wise, savvy investors. It's a small circle, and they're telling each other about investments that they found that they believe represent good opportunity to invest in, and that's really cool. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So we did have, as we're talking about all this and how you said, let's get the community thinking about DeFi and the decentralized finance stage. We had somebody drop in the chat, literally ask, what is DeFi? What is decentralized finance? So, my thought, my opinion on this, and an easy way to put it, it's look at your typical bank. That is a centralized finance where you can go in, take your paycheck, deposit it. They give you cash to be able to walk out with. You can go into a foreign exchange or currency exchange, trade your euros in for dollars, etc. To me, that is that point in the cryptocurrency world. It's the place where you can go. You can trade your money as if it's like a foreign exchange. It's the bank where you can go deposit your funds, move your funds, hold your money. That's without having a proper definition in front of my face right now. But that is my take on it, and I'm hoping I'm explaining it in a way that he would understand that.
Probably I'll put it across this way. Anything that has to do with, say, staking, anything that has to do with swap, anything that has to do with the purchase and sale of cryptocurrencies is your DeFi. It's as simple as it gets. So any way that you can earn income without any centralized exchanges is your DeFi for you. That's what I would put across, right? So.
Yes.
I mean, you can even think broader than that. It's anything that touches any type of currency or trading at all. I mean, it's everything from, building tires, creating a tire in a car to, an ATM machine. I mean, it is every aspect of finance that you can imagine. And crypto, we haven't even touched it. We haven't even dented it.
Yep, and that's exactly. We had a comment drop that said, just like when Ford invented the assembly line.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's that Lean Six Sigma approach to production and manufacturing. It's streamline, make efficient, eliminate waste, and save money. That's one of Toyota's claims to fame. There is the Six Sigma mindset: eliminate waste, make things efficient. And back in the 70s and 80s, that was a big deal. They were really cranking out those assembly lines.
Yep, even with my current day job, because we own our own manufacturing facility, and they follow that Sigma 6, all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a that Six Sigma course is tough. I mean, if you want to look at the different aspects of being a Six Sigma person, the white belt, yellow, green, that's a tough course because it goes against a lot of your human nature to. Especially if you're in a business. Like in a business, you want more employees, you want to employ more people, you want, with Six Sigma, you're trying to eliminate waste. You're trying to figure out where you can stream how much you can do with less people.
Yep.
And it's a really powerful mindset.
Yes. And amazingly, that is, partially the way the real world's coming. It's how businesses can operate more efficiently.
Yeah.
It takes it back to me, a big flaw in the real world financial district. Most households, the income, we're not increasing our income, but the cost of living everywhere is going up. And our traditional financing, it's just, by the way, not financial advice, my own opinion. But what my returns were from my traditional investments last year to this space is unfathomable. They're not comparable, you know, and that's what got me even looking into cryptocurrency, DeFi, NFTs, everything all together.
Yeah,
Let's see.
like for example, like when I held Doge for 3 weeks, and I was able to get about $250 gain, and that was just it going from the averaging of 19 cents a coin where I bought it at to just 26 cents. That's not even, if I would have waited till like September around this, or even around this time when they went up to like that 30 cents, I could have pulled out a lot more. But it's just, I was inexperienced, and I was excited because I was like, oh, look at that. I only held it for 2 weeks. So I sold it and I went and invested it. Where did I put it in? I think I put it in Amp Coin.
You know
what?
what?
I'm going to throw it in here.
I will say one thing to help with any crypto investor sanity. Never judge yourself off. Okay, I don't want to say judge yourself. Never look back. Don't look at what you've done in the past, maybe as a learning experience, but don't let emotion attach to what you've done in the past. Because I'll tell you, for some, you know, I see some things that hurt. I've seen some things from other people that really hurt. And if you dwell on that, you're going to have a bad taste about crypto and not kind of, you know, have that clear head towards it. But if you leave that emotion behind, leave your past experiences as a learning experience, start today, go forward until tomorrow. I'll tell you, it took me forever to learn that myself. I get look at my wallet and be like, man, why did I do that? Because Coinbase likes to remind you of every move you make. And I cannot stand that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They like to excite you as well. They'll be like, oh, hey, by the way, look, a price alert.
Yes.
It forces you to go check.
Yeah.
You know what? I personally feel, this is again my personal opinion. Once you invest in a project and you believe in it, you have to stop looking at the price in the charts. Okay, you need to only come back when you feel that, okay, I just want to have an update on what's going on. That's the only check that you need to do, right? And I have done my own part of calculations. I have experienced profits. I've experienced a huge amount of losses, or so both in stocks as well as crypto. And one thing that I'm pretty much sure of, the benefits that you would be getting by just holding the token are right at the point of time where you achieve your personal targets would be much more better than just doing a normal trading as and when the price fluctuates. I mean, people do think, okay, I have got a 10x, I've got a 15x, I would go ahead and sell it and probably pick up my profit and then buy in again at the dip. But just to give you a picture which I can understand, I'll probably put it in simple words. You got in at 1 cent, you sold at 10 cents, that gave you a 10x profit. But now when you're getting into the token, you're again paying the 10 cents or 11 cents, right? So you're not paying 1 cent. So the profit margin now for you is much lesser compared to what you got. That 10x now would be just a 2x or 3x, not more than that. And what happens after the 10x? Again, you will need to wait for that 5x or 10x to gain that profit margin that you have already lost. So, but however, if you're just holding your token, especially in those deflationary ones where you get reflections like Archangel, right? So think of it that you bought it at 1 cent, just giving an example, and it moved out to 10 cents, and you have got a reflection of somewhere around, say, 1,000 or 10,000 tokens, depends on your bag size. So, and then it moves up to say $1, and that 1,000 tokens that you got as reflection is worth the $1,000, which ideally might be your initial investment altogether, right? And that's the point that you need to keep. But keep a personal target, and once you achieve it is when you need to go ahead and sell. Do not get into either FOMO or FUD, both of them. Do not buy a token just because people are buying it. Do your own research, and do not sell a token before just because other people are selling it. You own your own personal targets. All right, so have that with you, and that is when you need to decide when to sell and when to purchase. For me personally, if you ask, I would sit back and relax for the reflections to pour in, and probably live off the reflections alone, right? At one point of time, it's more than enough for you to just sell your reflections and live off keeping your base number of tokens that you have actually purchased set aside. So, yeah, let's see.
Yes.
Right.
Let's see here. Another comment that was dropped down. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, Mr. Aslan, but I felt like
I'm sorry, I
that he
skipped
dropped. Oh, you're fine, buddy. Just comment. I had to post that because that was 100% true. Chase the vision, not the money, and the money will end up following you. That is so hard for many people to understand. And to kind of piggyback also what you're saying there, Mr. Aslan, that's when someone chart watches, that shows to me they're emotionally invested. They're not there for the fundamentals. They're there with emotions attached. They are tied to it one way or another in that aspect. And in my learning experience, this is my own opinion. When you tie that emotion, you're going to make reckless mistakes. You're going to make reckless decisions. And if you leave that aside and remember the root cause, why did you invest in this project to begin with? Did that project ever shift their focus? If you can answer that question and answer it honestly, then, that will hopefully take your mind back to why you started to begin with here. So let's see.
Oh, yeah, right.
Emotion wrecks you big sometimes. It definitely does.
Yes.
Be it in investing or with your family, especially your wife. So be careful.
I can definitely say just that. I mean, I said before, I made it clear I'm not really ashamed of it. I invest in Doge because the hype that was behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be fully honest.
I was one of
those new investors. I came into crypto. I didn't come into crypto. I will admit though, I did not come into crypto just for Doge. I was better than that. I came into it and I heard about Doge and I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and buy it. That was like maybe a month or two in. I was really new still. And so I was just like, whatever. After that, I mean, obviously, I was able to learn and be able to I've been able to hold myself back and no, wait, it's not worth it. Doge, that was okay because it's Dogecoin. It's a joke. That's perfectly fine. But something where it's a more serious project or more serious investment, I'm like, this is here for the long term. I don't care what the price is. I don't care if it drops. If it drops, awesome. I'm buying more. Just tell me when it drops so I can put in more. That's it. That's all I need.
See, so Crypto Webner just dropped in. Any news on the new contract and what we need to do? So, once the contract migration does occur, you will not have to do anything as a holder, with the exception if you use MetaMask or Trust Wallet. If you utilize Coinbase Wallet, everything will happen automatically for you. No need to worry. With MetaMask and Trust, you may have to add the custom token contract. All that information, as soon as the contract is live, will be updated within the Telegram, the website, all socials. We will get that out as far and wide as we can. But that cannot be done until it is live. So I still don't know the ETA. I know that Ed was dropping a couple bombs in the chat earlier today, but
yeah, he's looking for me right now.
We have the man here.
No, stop slacking. Come on.
No.
Yes, I see him in there. I have not been keeping up.
We'll have to do this.
What do we got? Oh, that's going to be something for me afterwards. I got to remember to follow back up with the Telegram.
We'll have to hide for a minute because I think he's going to join us real quick. So we'll just.
Oh no! Yes. Little higher. There you go.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah. Just hold that up there.
Yeah.
Even we don't know.
See, Joe's not here, Ed.
Where Joe is.
Yeah.
If we find him, we are gonna tag you there.
Yeah.
We're gonna let you know.
Poor Ed. I feel sorry for our guy Ed. Last week on the stream when Joe was on with us, and that notebook got raised up, and it's a constant reminder to Ed just about how devoted he is with the project and how we keep on him.
Oh!
No vacation, no nothing.
See, he found me.
Let's see here.
No, I'm not here, Ed. This is a voiceover that somebody did.
Yes, I didn't know I got
Important message.
Hello, Ed. Welcome to the Archa Cafe for 7 November. We're glad you could join us on the 7th of November.
Yes.
Did we say it's the 7th of November?
I tried to time that right. I don't know if you caught that. I tried to time that right.
I see him in there. Crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I found Joe at least.
That's cool.
Uh-oh. Let's see.
Yeah, I
here.
mean, a big shout out to all those people, especially the developers who are working in the back end, man. They're doing a very good job. Precisely.
Yeah. These
You know,
They
I
deserve
was
it. They
watching
deserve all the
a,
appreciation and support from our side.
was watching a chat between AI and Ed just about an hour or so ago, watching, you know, what they're doing, all the processes and the steps they're taking. And finally, AI said, you know, it's 3 a.m. I need to get some shut eye. And that's acceptable. But migrations are a lot more steps than just launching a new contract.
Yes.
It's a lot of tedious work. And one of the things that we have this time around, our only time around, is we now have 2 exchanges that we have to do the same exact steps with. So we've got FEG and we've got CoinsBit.
Yep.
So,
and that's just a reminder why it's so important to be able to do this early on than long down the road.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ed says he wants his flaming Lamborghini after the migration. You know, I got a funny story about Lambos.
What's it like?
Oh, I don't even like Lambos, right? But I'm telling you, there is signs, and I take these signs literally seriously. I'm not a Lambo fan, but many know I was on my way back to Chicago yesterday. I got stuck in rush hour traffic. Finally, when I get up to speed, rolling down the interstate, I go to pass. Oh, Joe's walking away for this one. I go to pass a semi, and I kid you not, I have probably put over 300,000 miles on the interstate. I drive more than most truck drivers. I'm not even going to lie. First time in my life, I drive past a Lamborghini delivery semi. It was too dark. I hope my wife's in here because she can vouch. We could not get a picture of it because it was pitch black. But I'm telling you, it said Lambo delivery and had pictures of the Lambo with the car hauler door on the back. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, we're just talking about the project and how things are moving so rapidly forward, and we pass a Lambo delivery truck. And where I live, I'm gonna be honest, who's buying a Lambo in my neck of the woods? It wasn't that far from my home, and I'm like, I asked her, I said, "Did you buy a Lambo without me knowing?" I'm like, "When did you buy Archa?" Said, "You get in on launch, and I didn't know it."
Is that still in the chat room?
Should be.
Yeah, I think he is.
I think so, yeah.
Take a nap. There is no such thing as a nap. There's a such thing as a power nap. Close your eyes
Ed,
for about 5 minutes.
Ed, if you're in the chat room, post a comment. Post a comment if you're in the chat room, Ed. Tell us you're still here. I have a surprise for you.
We're letting AI go to sleep.
Whoa. All right. A surprise on the live stream.
Yeah, surprise for Ed.
Oh, no.
That's nice.
It's a good one, too.
he might get his flaming Lambo a little sooner. But he's going to have for this one.
Where you at? Who knows? He may be mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Oh, he dozed off. Hey, I fell asleep 2 nights this week with my cell phone in my hand, opened up either on Discord or freaking Telegram. Both nights. One night, left my garage door wide open, car keys sitting right out to all the cars. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I woke up at 4:30, like, what the heck happened? Like, what the heck?
I'll just quote one funny incident that happened with my day job. Not very recently, just a couple of weeks back. It so happened that I had to stay up late night. By late night, I mean somewhere till around 3:30, 4 a.m. in the morning. So it was early morning, in fact, not late night. So I just had a couple of hours sleep, and there was a Google Meet call that I had to attend around 9 o'clock in the morning. So I've joined the call, but I don't know when I have slept. But and the time I wake up is somewhere around 10:30, and I'm the only one in the call left. I don't know if people did realize I was there or not, or I literally did not get any of the updates from the entire call. I had just dozed off. And my wife comes back and tells, "Wake up! It's time for your office meets and stuff." I said, "I'm already in the meeting." She said, "I'm sleeping," but well. Fortunately, the call was recorded, so I did get some updates, but it was a tad bit long because I dozed off.
Yes. Ed was saying he got knocked out while waiting for Joe's replies last night on logistics and AI's coding. I feel the pain, buddy.
Yeah, he did. He actually there was like a 4 hour gap in time last night, you know, and I got other stuff I'm doing. So I mean, I know those guys are working, but I guess it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. Ed posted a note and said I fell asleep on my computer. And I gotta be honest. I mean, I felt bad, but it was only for like a second. I just said get back to work.
Yeah.
Is he back in here?
I think
Oh, he's
so.
listening. No, you can't. He told me he's listening. No, you can't listen. I have something to show you. Have something to show you.
I'll say when you're ready, we'll give you the floor there. What's going on, Aeroflex? He
Oh,
made
I
it.
just got a little present for Ed once he gets back in. I've already prepared for it. I just left and got what was needed.
Nice. Let's see.
Oh, there he is. Okay, he's watching. All right. I don't know how to spell Lamborghini, Ed, and I'm not a very good artist, but I drew you a Lamborghini. Since you want it flaming, there's your flaming Lamborghini, my friend. You want a flaming Lamborghini?
That's a burning Lamborghini, not flaming.
Flaming Lamborghini delivered.
Signed, sealed. Yep.
Delivered.
Signed and sealed.
Signed, sealed, and burned.
Why is it that people are so obsessed with Lambos? Are there no other better cars to even go ahead and purchase? I mean, every group that I'm part of in the crypto, everyone asks for a Lambo. Is there no other car costlier than a Lambo that's available to buy?
It's really something that has just became so cliche within the space. It's just when that Lambo represents you have done well in the space and you're ready to show it off. It's literally all it is. I'll tell you, for me, it's not one Lambo, it's one new caddy. When do I get to retire the 13 caddy?
Yeah. I would say when a private jet.
But I gotta be careful. The smoke alarm is gonna go off in my house and wake the family up.
No, they're not gonna be happy then.
I gotta make sure my feet aren't on fire right now.
He's gonna set off the ambulance system in the cafe. See,
so if you see me run out of here and there's flames, it's not funny at that point.
Yeah, no.
All right, yep.
I ain't gonna lie, you had me on edge. I was making sure I didn't see no little puffs of smoke coming up.
I ain't got no hair, so that can't catch on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, Quester or Mr. Aslan, they might not do that, but I'm good.
I can't do
Mine's
that.
still short enough. I'll be fine. As long as I'm not holding all the way up here.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm surrounded with wallpaper, a shiplap wall behind me. I'm just asking for disaster in my house.
Well, I got the 2 dogs sitting here, and the 2 dogs are sitting here looking at me like, what the hell did this guy just do?
Got your boys with you. Got your guys with you.
Yeah, they're my night owls. They keep me company in here, and usually 3 or 4 in the morning. They're just here. They don't do nothing. They just sleep and fart on me. But
yep.
Better than being alone, I guess.
Same with my guy. Say he doesn't make it downstairs very much because he was born with a couple, unfortunately, with some issues, and he can't walk up and downstairs too easily. But if I'm upstairs in my other room, he makes it up those stairs fine. He'll come lay around with me all night, and that's why usually on these streams after about an hour, I have to walk away for a moment because he gets lonely up there. He'll come stand at the edge of the stairs, start growling, barking. Then he'll do the bark, giving me the whole fluke that somebody's here type bark. And it's like, yeah, thanks, boy. You just want my attention. You know how to get it every time. Let's see. Tesla, nice engine sounds. Crypto Webner. I'm sorry. That's a very valid point. Teslas don't make nice engine sounds. You can't get that out of a Tesla. I had one.
Teslas don't have engines?
Yeah, if your Tesla starts sounding like a Detroit diesel, you should probably get out of it.
Yes. No.
You need to go quick.
Yeah, I am a car junkie, and I have seen somebody drop a V8 into a Tesla. Don't ask me how, but it was just like, nope, I'm not living with that. It was, of course, it was a salvage Tesla. It was wrecked already, and they're just like, no, let's try, let's give it a shot. And I'll tell you, it was success. Another good one for the car gurus out there. If you don't follow, I got to give a shout out to this guy. His name's Wes Chaplin. He is a funny redneck when it comes down to it, but he is a car enthusiast. He dropped a 12 valve or 12 cylinder Cummins into a Mustang, and it fit and it runs and it gets on the drag strip.
I was gonna say that. Wow.
Oh man,
Just wow.
He's a small YouTuber, but I followed it from start to finish, from that build, from the day he bought it at the auction to putting that motor in to running down the road. Man, I'm telling you, when you want to see something, it's definitely built, not bought, for dang sure.
For sure, he has fun with it too.
All right.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic there. See, I'm a car guy, man. You guys get me going on that. We could talk all night.
Mhm.
What do we got going on in the chat? Gilbert, Ophi, one of these nights I'll have to pop on here with you guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
you're
about-
more than welcome for that.
yeah. How about
Yeah,
tonight?
anybody, just a couple hours before the live stream, just send one of the hosts a note to say you got a few minutes to pop in, and they'll send you a link. And it's pretty simple. You just click on the link, and it joins you right in.
Yeah, and you know what? We don't
Yep.
even need the couple hours. If you want to join, you can let us know right now. It's just a matter of me dropping you that link, you typing up a name, making sure your camera
Yep.
and your mic's good. It's usually about a 2-minute process to jump on.
Yeah.
Unless, we're like us earlier, and for some reason I could not get these guys on to save my life. We're sitting in here, we're counting the countdown timer, and I'm like, okay, you guys gonna jump in? And it just one of those things, techie glitch. Just like how I was trying to pull up some pinned messages here off of Telegram, and it is not letting me this evening. You gotta love Telegram.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, the only pinned message I can see is the one where someone says this happens in Telegram from time to time. Pins disappearing. Of all nights, it's got to be
Yeah.
during the cafe.
It does. We had an incident a couple weeks ago where they disappeared for like a day and a half.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
I was kind of search back through myself, and I'm like, somebody got click happy, but nope, it's just the joys of it.
Yeah, that's why we put a lot of emphasis on that announcement page. All the really important stuff. We make sure we get over there pretty quick, just in case Telegram glitches on us or whatever. But there's
Yep.
still a lot of good content that we pin in that in those pinned messages. When folks have good feedback or good comments or questions that we want to pin. So there's still a lot of utility in those pins, but we'll see if they come back.
Oh yeah, they will, I'm sure, in due time. That was
Yeah.
like I actually created my own channel, and I was dropping all the updates from the multiple sources between Michael, between the announcement channel, and some of the things going on Telegram. Well, I was trying earlier to clean up my channels, and I accidentally deleted the one that had everything in it, and I just haven't had the chance to pull it back up, find it yet. But I'm like, really?
Oops.
Yeah, I had a bunch of web pages ready to go for us. I had a bunch of the announcements this week ready to go, and I'm like, yep, epic fail. It's been one of them days. Let's see. I'm going to pass for tonight. My beard has consumed my entirety of my face and neck. Not the time.
That sounds like an excuse.
Yeah.
You should have a shave room there. It only takes maybe 20, 30 minutes.
We all got a little 5 o'clock shadow to something.
Yeah.
Like, if it's that bad, well, we'll see in like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
That's like I got worried. I started actually cleaning myself up tonight because this was getting pretty long even for me right now. And I was trying to clean up, and my battery decided to die right in the middle of it. And I'm like, I have 15 minutes to be on a stream, and my razor decides to take a crap. Like, seriously. So luckily, I was able to plug it in and finish, still wrap up here. But that's why I was like, guys, I'm sorry I'm running behind. Still made it with 60 seconds to spare. Nothing like being punctual.
On top of technical difficulties as well.
I know. I know. It's the joys. I tell you, the joys. But you know what? We take that hiccups, we find a problem, we hit that solution, move on to the next.
Right. Yep.
Say good night, Carlos. He's taking off on us, I guess.
See you, buddy.
All right. Have a good night.
Man, always a good time, always fun. And every week, guys, I see our viewers going up and up. I love that we're becoming a part of most people's Sunday nights. It's just becoming a tradition here for them.
Yeah, just pop in, have some fun, pop out,
Yes.
see what we're burning.
That's a first. Oh man, yeah.
See how long we can hide from Ed and AI. It's like playing Where's Waldo.
Yes.
Somebody ratted me out. I got to go find the rat.
I know who it is, but I'll keep quiet. It will, yeah. They're announcing all over about us being in the Archa Cafe.
That's fine. It's fun.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point. That's the joy of it. And you know what? I didn't even hit this on my socials tonight. Wow, we hit those technical difficulties, and I never even got it out there.
You slacker.
Yes,
I'm like,
Slacker.
let me see.
Yep. Fail for the day.
Epic fail.
Yep, close my eyes for about 2 minutes, restart the day all over again. Let's see, can you guys see me? Yes, we can.
Yep, we see you.
Regarding the staking pool, if I understand it right, we will receive Archa tokens. Okay, so this is a good question actually to kind of address, because this is something that happens at the start. If you want, Joe, I'll let you take this one. You know a little bit more in depth with the staking pool of kind of what we got going on there and how it's going to play out with what was set aside and the time frames and everything.
Yeah, I mean the objective of the staking pool is to gain access to the ecosystem. It's, you're going to get a little bit of Archa in the staking pool. We want that, we want your tokens to grow, and we've also set tokens aside for the staking pool, and it's part of our tokenomics. It's not a big part of the tokenomics, but it is part of every transaction. Yes. So you'll get a small piece of Archangel in each of the staking pool periods, but you really want exposure to that ecosystem. That's what it's for. If you're just chasing Archa Archa rewards, then don't stake, because you're going to get 2% of every transaction if outside the pool. Yeah. But if you're looking for ecosystem exposure, then you'll get a little bit of Archa, not much, but a little bit. But you're really gaining access to the ecosystem.
Yeah, and as that time goes, I mean, we could talk about this every week about how massive that is, how innovative it is, how revolutionary to the space. And you know what? It's one of those things, they're not going to believe it till they see it. And once they start seeing as that ecosystem grows, oh my gosh, it's just going to be it's crazy. I still cannot come up with words for that whole system, for everything. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Donnie says this is my free college course every week. Every week.
Meet up once a week.
That's actually good to hear.
2 hours.
Opie, I'm gonna call him out on this one. So bear with me for just a second here, guys.
Wow.
And while Patty's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and respond to you, Stacy. What's up with you, Stacy? How you doing tonight? Said he's getting sad because we haven't asked him what's up. So.
Get involved. What's up, Stacy?
We get so wrapped up talking, guys. It carries on and on and on. I can't help that one. I'm sorry, brother.
And one more from Ultra. Thank you so much for all the support, man. And I mean, it's really overwhelming to see that it's 2:30, 3 a.m. in the morning, and you're still part of the stream. Really appreciate that. To just come back on your question earlier, right now we are planning to have Archa Cafe run with a time frame suitable for all the three of us. But yes, in the near future, if we have volunteers who are able to run the Archa Cafe, it's open for everyone, right? So you can run it at different time zones. So we are looking into that possibilities. Yes, we surely will get that up. I think probably my time here would somewhat kind of suit with the European time. So we'll see what we can work out in the coming days.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah.
Just excited to hear about the pool as you caddy. Giving up a bit of art. All right, I'm sorry here. I was trying to read that one and I realized this microphone picks up just the lightest mumble I got. I'm trying out a new microphone, something to get a little bit more clear down here. Let's see. I'm just excited about the pool as you caddy. Giving up a bit of Archa rewards for the eco exposure will be totally worth it. Not financial advice, but definitely, in my opinion, you freaking bet. As this grows, it's just going to be massive. I have my own strategy with it, as to probably each person does. And I'm going to run with it and see if we can benefit and make the most for us. So.
That's true. See, one thing that we'll have to look into is the rewards that we are getting is not in dollar value. It's in the number of tokens, right? Yep. So as and when the token value appreciates, your investment is appreciating in the back end. So that's true passive income. You never know what kind of tokens might get into the ecosystem tomorrow. Think of it this way. I mean, just speculating again, nothing out of the box, but think of a GameFi project which would be part of Archangel ecosystem, right? So I'm referring a lot towards GameFi because that's the future in terms of having a very big boom and very easy adoption as well. Okay, that's going to change the way we look at cryptos. That's my personal opinion again. So taking that, right, so think of it that you have around 1,000 tokens that you get as passive income through this Archangel ecosystem distribution of value mechanism, and each particular token value at the beginning would be somewhere around in 1 or 2 cents, and way up down the lane, say around a couple of months or say 6 to 8 months duration, that might add up to somewhere around $1, right? And we have seen that happen. Okay, we have seen that happen in a lot of tokens. So take that into consideration. You have received 1,000 tokens in reflection just because you're part of this Archangel ecosystem and you have staked your Arca. Compare it to the reflections that you would receive with Archangel token. It would be much lesser, and having that $1 into 1,000 would give you a much more passive income. And what's better, you're still having your own Archangel tokens, and you still do receive a small bit of reflections, as Joe did quote right now. So it's a win-win situation, right?
It is. It is.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome,
Hey,
Ofi.
Welcome to the cafe.
Yes.
I will only demonstrate the highest levels of professionalism and candor.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I guess
Change
I'm
of pace,
here.
I know.
I'm
It's
just
a
gonna
change
have
of
to.
pace, but you know.
Oh,
man. What a week, man!
yes.
What a week.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what? It's just the start of a new
Yeah, it
week.
ain't over yet, dude. It ain't over yet.
What
Nah.
week? There's no such thing as time management or time reference anymore. It's just go with it.
It all just blends together, man. It all just blends together. Yeah, that's how this neck beard got away from me, man. That's how it happened.
Dude, I was right there with you. That's why I was almost late to our own stream tonight. You know, I was up there trying to get cleaned up. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
man,
you
I
gotta
let this get out
understand.
of
You gotta
control.
understand. I've been vegging on the couch for like 2.5 hours. All right, for a little while there, man. I was like halfway between the living and the dead, you know. And then you guys were like, "Oh, you should come on," and I'm like, "Oh God."
You never
Here I
know what
am.
happens here. Welcome. No, for real, man. I'm glad you can make it for us.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Oh.
crypto web nerd, assuming the rewards will show up only in the pool, similar fashion as Shiba Swap or Ayoshi Vision. Well, it's just too early to comment something on that because we are also not sure on how they're planning to build up. I guess more details would flow in once we're nearing the staking pool launch, or if Joe has any other bombs to drop since he's here.
Let's put him on the spot.
Which question was this?
Let's put him on
Shiba
the
Swap
spot.
or Ryoshi?
Yeah.
Nah, they're small. They're small game.
No, he means the interface, like the rewards that you would be getting from the staking pool. Would that be similar to what we are seeing right now with Shiba Swap? Like you have to woof your rewards, right? So you have to
No, that's
claim
what I'm
your
saying.
rewards.
That's why I'm saying they're small game. That's not.
All right.
They don't have an ecosystem that they're pulling rewards from, and they're not cross chain.
Yeah.
All right.
That definitely
I think what they
complicates
meant.
things.
I think what they meant was like, okay,
I'm
so
assuming that
obviously
user
you're
interface.
staking SHIB, you're getting
Mhm.
SHIB as well as Ryoshi, right? So that is a
Okay,
token
yeah.
that was
I see the
specifically
question now,
created
yeah.
for that ecosystem to be a reward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to pull up the YouTube channel to see the comments, but I see them now. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
shoot.
So it does make sense a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of a comparison there, but not
Yeah.
to the scale that we're looking at.
Yeah.
Not even close.
So,
That's
you
correct.
know, one thing that I do see, and I mean, Joe can correct me if I'm wrong, you know, as we go forward, of course, I can personally see us having some form of user interface where you can see the rewards as an easy platform. That's always something that can become a feature down the road, part of an epic down the road. You know, we're not limited to anything we can do.
yeah, it's a feature.
It's a feature.
Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah.
That's true.
because there's no sense having a staking pool that you can't see and you can't move things around in.
Yeah, take our word for it. Take our word for it. It's there.
Just watch.
Right.
So will
Man.
staking give us 2% reward from Arca as well, or just the percentage from new projects? Well, Joe did quote this tad bit earlier. Yes, you would be receiving Archangel tokens as well, but it would not be equivalent to what you would see in Reflections because that is compensated by the other project tokens that you would be receiving.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't receive the 2% reflections while in the staking pool. So that's where you're going to have to kind of weigh out your strategy going in of how you want to do it. You know, are you going to benefit more from the ecosystem and the staking, or are you going to benefit more from holding the reflections? And
is there a reason that we chose to do it that way? Is there a way that we can so again, not to draw comparisons to other projects, but the way that I've seen it done before is you stake and you sort of receive like a replacement token in your wallet, right? So like in that case, it was X blank, right? So you have that in your wallet. Is there not a way that we could do something similar to that and still retain the reflections based off of the replacement token?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
No, even I'm not aware, because that particular X token name would be a new contract altogether. So
Okay,
that contract,
I got you. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, never
so
mind.
you
That's
gotta-
way
you
bigger.
gotta-
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, you got to remember that when we get reflections, we're getting reflections because it's hitting that contract address and it's seeing the transaction and it's flying into the Etherscan list.
yeah,
If you don't
See, I'm asking the questions the average investor is going to ask. You know, that's
definitely.
I
yeah.
obviously already knew the answer to that. I mean, clearly.
Yeah, we know.
I'm just
We
asking.
know.
I'm asking the questions that everybody else is afraid to touch. You know.
That's right.
But if you want to, Caddy, pull up the white paper and go to page 6.
All right, white paper.
Speaking up for that 10 people that weren't going to ask the question.
It's much easier to show than, I mean, we can tell while we show, but if you can pull up page 6 of the of the white paper, we can answer Stacey's question real easy.
Danny, in response to your question, the only time that staking should be less lucrative than the reflections would be if we have no tokens contributing to the staking pool. And that if that does happen at all, it's going to be for an extremely short period of time. So I would say as a rule, the staking pool will be more lucrative, especially once we get more tokens involved.
Oh yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
All right, so on page 6 there, you see where it says 2% sent to our multi-sig project wallet. Yep. Now go to page 7 and we'll go through the breakdown. Keep going down to that picture of the fire. We like fire.
Yes, we do. I got a certain song.
So what you see here is the 2% rewards go back to everyone who is just, who is not staked. It's at 2%. But look at that transaction tax, the 2% that goes to the multi-sig wallet. You see where it says 14% staking pool? It's 14% of 2%.
Wow.
So of the 2% that goes to the multi-sig wallet, that goes to our operations wallet, only 14% of those tokens are reserved for the staking pool. So that's the difference between being staked and being unstaked when it comes to Arca. If you want your most exposure to Archangel, then you're going to get better rewards and reflections just keeping them out of the pool. But if you want exposure to that ecosystem, you're going to get that exposure plus 14% of 2%, which is 0.0028 or something like that. 0.0028, I think. Let me see. 2%. 14% of 2%. Yep, 0.0028. So there's a big difference between 0.02 and 0.0028 when it comes to the amount of tokens that goes, into the pool.
Right. And one more thing that I can think of when it comes to staking pool and the rewards versus reflections. I mean, I just did a video for another project yesterday. So running through that concept, as and when you have a staking pool built, you have more and more people staking it or staking your tokens. The amount of transaction that happens outside the staking pool, the normal regular transactions volume, probably, I'm not saying it would, but probably the amount of tokens would reduce, because now we have a strong support built up, since a lot of supply which is circulating is locked up away in the staking pool, right? So the price would definitely appreciate for the token. On those grounds, if you see the number of tokens that each person transacts, would be much lesser. Say, for example, for one BNB, you used to get 1 million tokens earlier, and now you're getting almost 500,000. So something like that. Just a big example is what I can pick off. So once that number of tokens reduces in the overall volume, the number of reflections in terms of tokens that you would get also will reduce. Yet people can argue about the price appreciation that's happening, but here comparatively the staking pool is giving you rewards not only in Archangel alone, but you're getting rewards in much other currencies or cryptos which are part of the ecosystem, right? So what if along with Archangel you're also getting the token appreciation for other tokens? I mean, you never know what the utility of the other tokens which will be part of the ecosystem are altogether, right? So tomorrow you might see that utility would be much more beneficial for you to have the token instead of going out and purchasing it. So that's something that we can definitely think of before you opt for either you want to go all in with the staking or however your individual strategy is.
Yeah, I mean, you may do 50-50, you may do 75-25. It all depends on what you want. Like if you want to maximize your Archangel tokens and don't really care about the tokens that are coming into the staking pool, then don't put them in there.
The way I think of it is with staking, you basically get to diversify your entire portfolio for free.
Well, right? You're diversifying. Yeah. You're getting those free tokens from projects. But here's the other thing to think about too, and this just throws another layer on top of another layer.
Oh, good. We need more of those.
We need more layers. if you buy token X, you're gonna gain rewards from token X if there are rewards within the tokenomics. So let's say token X has a 2% reflection, so you're going to gain free tokens there, right? Mm-hmm. If you've also got your Arca staked, you're going to gain free token X through the staking pool. Every time there's a transaction and you get free token X, you are dollar cost averaging down without spending a penny.
Yep.
Every chance you can add a token for free raises the number of your tokens and keeps the amount you've spent at the same, and your dollar cost averaging down by doing nothing. You're watching your cost go down per token. You spend $1 per token, then it's 99 cents per token, 98 cents, so on and so forth. So it's more than just getting tokens, especially if you have an investment strategy that involves trading the tokens or selling the reflections back from token X or token Z or whatever, whichever one, doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, eventually you may have 30, 40, 50 tokens in there. They're going to pile up pretty quick, and you're going to have to make a decision on what to do with them. You want to keep letting them pile up? You want to trade some? You want to sell some? I mean, move them out of the pool and sell them? I mean, it could be pretty dynamic.
It would be nice if you had like so what I've seen in the past, right, is you get these in other projects that I've been in, you get these infinitesimally small pieces of like Ethereum or something like that, and you're like, okay, cool, that's gonna look really nice sitting in there forever because I'm never gonna be able to take that out. So because you can't, because the gas fee just eats up whatever your profit would have been. I wonder if there's a way to create sort of like a bank within there that has like I don't know, fees paid in Arca to sort of think of it like a currency converter, right? Where you don't even really have to worry so much about Ethereum itself. So that way, even if you're getting relatively small amounts of each of these tokens, if you can consolidate all of those into a single value, into a single source of value, it would make it a lot easier to access.
Yeah, you'd have to do that through a wallet. You'd be doing an exchange at that point, because that's all contract driven. So at that point, your staking pool turns into a wallet, or more or less a swap.
Right.
Gotcha.
How about that?
Unless the tokens are created so that they can be swapped, which is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's worth exploring all these ideas with this because as we build each token or as each new project and independent one comes to us and they're willing to experiment a little bit, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to try on somebody else's token.
Do you hear that, developers?
You take some risk. You do that. You take some risk. You build it. We'll try it.
We're going to use you to experiment.
You try you.
Be the guinea pig.
Rose turned off from doing contracted dress. My son's trying to buy MJ. Looks like Rose is not happy. MJ says Rose turned off giving the contract address. Did you piss her off, MJ? Did you say
Rose
something
turned
to
off
make us
giving the contract
angry?
address? Is that the only thing that Rose is not? Is Rose giving everything but the contract address?
Well, that just tells
Let
me
me
to
just
check.
quickly
That
check.
just tells me to check the wallet to see if Ed and AI are up to no good, and they've already.
Yeah, so
completed
that
it.
was going to be what I was going to say. If that's the
Trying
only
to
piece of
freaking
information
surprises here.
missing,
I'm checking right now. I'm gonna see one through Rose.
I don't think so because his last note it was almost 4 in the morning, and he had to get some rest before work. So
Mhm. No. Rose is not giving us the contract. Yeah, probably something
strange.
to check
I'm
out.
sure it's just coincidental.
well, Ed has access to the Rose bot, so he may be getting ready for certain things.
Yeah. Thanks, MJ, for notifying that to us.
You're on mute, Caddy.
Nice to Rose.
I'm talking to myself this entire time. The entire time.
I tried warning you.
I'm sure it was a really good conversation. I'm sure it was a really good conversation.
Yeah, yeah. You know, at least I'm the only one. Yep, turn off for prep. Ed,
Okay.
Ed dropped
It is.
it. That's
Been
why.
confirmed.
Told you you're looking for me.
Turn off to prep for migration. That's cool. All right.
And just so you know, everything you're seeing from Joe here, this has all been pre-recorded. We have no idea where he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nod that he just did was completely by coincidence. That had nothing to do
Yeah.
with this at all.
Yeah.
As well as the
We
nod
just-
he's doing now.
We all
We
have a
studied-
script. It's perfectly timed.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We studied the time
Exactly.
for the last 2
This
hours.
was all staged.
We
Yeah.
recorded a flaming Lambo for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, that's right. Yeah. The fire effects are also, so real, You have AI working a lot in the background nowadays. So
Insane amount of work. Both
Yeah.
Ed and AI, they're like machines.
I know.
Machines.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the one thing. Like, I hate bugging them guys because I know right now it's crunch time. And here's the thing: I don't see their crunch time ending anytime soon. I don't see that vacation for Ed anytime soon, and I don't see that slice of pizza for AI anytime soon. We need to get together and send a pizza to that man's house for him.
right.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yes, yes.
So we have another question. What can we expect for fees? Also, will there be a new contract? Will this new contract make it easier on the fees compared to the existing one? Definitely, yes. The new contract is majorly focusing on the gas fees as well. And what can we expect for fees? Well, I think that's something that we'll have to wait and watch. But yeah, it will definitely be lesser than what it is right now. Anyone else wants to add in?
Yes.
Yeah, some testing last weekend showed 30 to 40% reduction.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's massive.
Yeah, it was nice.
Massive.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Think about what it's going to be like to be the cheapest thing to buy.
Or at least just normal.
Yeah.
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 For sure. Yes.
So let's see. It says still available on website. I hope you caught that there, MJ. It says the contract address is still available on the website for you.
Yeah, we put an update out there this morning that gave a little bit more information about the migration to the upgraded contract. Just told people, hey, over the next few days, this is what we're doing.
Mhm.
And contract's still available. It's still on CoinGecko, CMC, DEX tools, all that good stuff. But over the next few days, you're going to see some migrations occurring, phase by phase, step by step.
Yes.
Mhm.
Man, this project tracker, guys, and for those that don't know, to keep up, if you're not in the Telegram and you just want to see some real-time progress of what's going on, check out the website and go down to that real-time progress tracker. That's something that I reference every few days just to see kind of what changes. But the thing is, it's been moving so fast. I can't even keep up with that anymore, let alone barely the Telegram with all the stuff that's happening.
Yeah. I posted the other night we need to start thinking about stage 5 and 6. I think I put it in Twitter.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like I'm chasing after a car and I can barely see the taillights anymore.
Yep.
You know?
Faster and faster.
Like I know it's still there. I know it's up there, and I'm gonna catch it eventually. But like, man, that thing is moving.
Pretty soon it's going to be dragging you behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess,
Well, one more thing that I want to bring up: 15 holders pending for the 4K mark.
Or is that how close we are? Is to
Yeah,
the
wait till
15?
that-
3,985. Yeah,
Wait till that gas
that's the
fee
holder
drop.
count right now.
watch us burn up to 5K in like 2 weeks.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's
And
the
then
thing.
I forget, like at 5K, we're able to do something. I can't
Yep.
remember what it is. What is it?
It
It's
will
a
be
Trust
MetaMask.
Wallet logo. You'll
Yes,
be able to have the logo on the Trust Wallets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And doesn't that also affect with MetaMask as well? Because I know some holders were
Mhm.
saying that they couldn't see either the logo and or the price reflecting in there.
Yeah. Same.
I think
Yeah, it's
MetaMask
Trust
should
Wallet.
have the
I think
price
it's,
up.
I think it's Trust Wallet, Uniswap, and MetaMask. I think it's all three.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a key milestone that a lot of places uses as a reference to to the progress of a project.
That's true. And that
Yeah.
would even give us opportunities for looking for other exchange listings as well. The 5K holder mark, that's also a plus
Yeah,
point.
I thought that was one of the things is that it gives us the
Yeah.
opportunity to expand in that way.
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because, and you know what? I see that happening a lot sooner than later. I know that you were saying, Joe, that for the migration process, we were waiting for a low volume.
Didn't
And
get
what has happened ever since?
we you know what we need to do, and this happens to me every time I decide to get on the lawnmower and cut my grass. It starts raining. So now when I don't want to cut my grass, but when I need rain, I'm just going to go sit on the lawnmower.
Yep.
That's the way to do it.
So for
That's
this,
the way to do it.
maybe that's what we got to do. Maybe we got to like hope for huge 100% gain in price and tons of volume, and say we're going to do something when that happens, and then get.
Yeah, I would hate that. That'd be
Yeah,
the
that would
worst.
suck.
That'd be the worst.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely would hate that.
See, Wilkerson
And,
special. Is there
I guess we have a
anything-
question from Danley. Yeah.
Wilkerson
let's-
special. Is there anything we can do as a community to help? Number one, keep sharing and shilling. Like we've kept saying, just keep getting that word out every day, every other day. Whenever you have a few minutes, just hit the socials. Make sure you hit CoinGecko and CMC voting every day. Number two is start thinking about DeFi. Start thinking about what we could possibly do in the area of DeFi.
Right.
If you see a poll where we are an option, hit the bubble.
Yeah.
If you see a post, actually, if you see a poll where we're not an option, comment. Tell them to put us as an option, even if they don't. If you see a post where we are mentioned, make sure that we are mentioned the loudest. If you see a post where we are not mentioned, comment. Get them to mention us next time. It's all about getting the word out there and telling people why, again, and I've said this a couple of times, not why they should get into the project. Tell them why you did. Tell them why you're in it. Because that is what is going to get people to investigate it. If I tell you that I like these shoes because of something that they did, for somebody else, you're going to be like, all right, cool, whatever. But if I tell you I like these shoes because they're comfortable and they fit me well, you're going to be like, man, maybe I'll check those out. People want to hear about personal experience. You don't have to be an
Exactly.
expert in something in order to be valuable in it.
No.
So everybody's an expert on something. Go out there and get in where you fit in. Help out where you
Right.
can.
Right. Yeah.
Hell of a way to put it, man.
And
That's
just
a good
because
way
you
to put
see
it, Oak.
somebody else doing it doesn't mean that you don't have to. Get out there. Get
Yeah.
out there.
Make
We all
it
have
a
a place.
challenge. I said, make it a challenge. You see somebody out there with the same skill set, see how you can challenge them to do better,
Yeah.
and push each other up and up. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, if you see somebody commenting about Archangel, right, I want you to go directly underneath their comment and be like, this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. He said Archangel's good. Let me tell you why it's freaking great. Okay? All right. And then somebody else go under that one and you say, what an idiot that guy was. You get great? What an understatement. Right? That's what we got to do. All right. Don't do
Right.
that.
All right, let's pick
Oh,
up
man.
another question from Danny Lee regarding the listing on exchanges and how it works out. Danny,
This
just
one.
to quote that, exchanges do have their own liquidity pools. It's like they purchase a certain set of tokens and keep them with them. That's where you see that the transaction fees is paid in fiat. And when it comes to ERC W155, it has nothing to do with exchanges. It's a separate network or a blockchain altogether, or blockchain variant which involves NFTs. So keep it as simple as possible. So they both are different. So on a decentralized platform, using the blockchain directly to go ahead and purchase the tokens, and that's where you need to pay the gas fees. But with centralized exchanges, you're directly tapping into the liquidity pool that the centralized exchanges have. So since they are in control, it's their bank. They can levy the tax that they feel it's viable for them. So that's how it works. All right. My reflections have not changed or updated today. Is this just temporary due to migration?
Nope. Shouldn't be.
Nope.
No changes have been made to the contract tokenomics. So
Yeah, and that's a question that seems to keep popping up a lot here lately, guys. The one thing that I personally have noticed is the reflections are not instantaneous. It's not after every buy or every sell. This was something that kind of digging through and realized that it's just a little bit behind. Either the contract's written to send it as a batch or a bulk once it hits a certain volume or a certain amount. So that's something to also keep in mind too, because that was a thing that I noticed and had a few people mention, and that was kind of the resolution that we came up with on that one for sure. Let's see. I saw reflections today. They were in the hundreds of thousands for me.
Yeah.
a lot of projects will retain the reflections so they hit a certain number, like you said, Caddy. It's done in a batch. It hits a certain number. It gets in the batch, then it dumps it in, and that just helps keep things fast because it's not doing it every single time.
Yeah, it won't congest the
Yeah.
network.
Yeah.
I mean, one more thing that you can actually track whether you're getting reflections or not is head over to Etherscan, put your wallet address, and check the transactions. The internal transactions or the transactions that have recently happened, you would be able to find out all those reflections pouring in. I believe so.
Yep.
Mhm.
And here's Stacy's good input. Just look after 3 days. just give it days and then go check, and you can see that number.
Yes. And Stacy says, "Good to see you, Ove. My poor
Hey, what's
buddy."
up, Stacy?
He's not wearing an
very
ugly
talkative.
sweater yet, but you'll see him in an ugly
I
sweater.
mean, it's kind of an ugly sweater. It's very plain. You know?
No.
It's a warm-up.
You know what?
6 weeks, buddy. 6 weeks.
You know what, buddy? You know what? All right. You want to do this? Say peculiar for the chat.
Peculiar.
Nope.
You know what? He can pull that off better than I can.
Peculiar.
When I was driving back,
Peculiar.
when I was driving back from Chicago and I heard him trying to say peculiar, I'm like, that is a word. I was in my car trying to say it too.
Well,
I
it's
got
one of those words that
I
is-
got one for you. Say Irish wristwatch.
Irish.
Irish.
Wish.
Irish.
It's not that hard. Just say Irish wristwatch, guys. It's not.
Irish
Yeah.
wristwatch.
No problem.
See?
See, Alan's got it. Not even hard. Just pretend you got a watch from Ireland and you're in a hurry and somebody's like, "What is that?" And then you have to tell them it's an Irish wristwatch very quickly because you have to go.
Word of
What
mouth.
are you? Want to buy a watch?
Hey, you know what? I hope Caesar is still in the chat because this is one that I hope he sees and can respond to. Word of mouth of shilling is great, but does Arca have anything in the works regarding paid advertising? Yes.
Definitely, yes.
As a matter of fact,
It is more than in the works. It is
working.
the hits that are flying in on the paid advertising, Google, YouTube, and Facebook, as well as the website, are insane. Really,
there's a non-negligible group of people out there that have seen our presence on the internet.
Yeah,
and they want to buy, but the gas fees have been incredibly constricting. So give the gas fees time to work itself out, and I think we're going to see, at least to some extent, the success of the marketing campaign.
Let me see if I can pull up a few recent posts or recent some recent numbers from CSAR.
Dan A. Arca is amazing. You dang right, sir. Yes, at Crypto Nerd, we have paid marketing going on very strong.
Yeah, Caesar's here.
Hey, and we said though, Archangel's not amazing. That's an understatement.
It's an understatement. I won't
Yeah.
have that. I will not have that kind of talk in this chat.
That's too low of a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not,
What
I will
is
not
going on?
allow it.
On let's see, this is Instagram. We've got a total of 281.6 thousand hits on Instagram accounts and Facebook pages. 281,000, and that is since November 2nd.
Wow.
Let's see.
Not even 2 weeks.
On the website, 415,000 hits in 7 days. These are unique paid. These are
Holy
impressions. Yep. Let's see. Let me find another one.
Caesar said they had 500,000 viewers.
Yeah, it's this is a program that we just recently started with the last marketing spin up. Caesar volunteered to spearhead this for us, and we came up with a 6-month budget for him, and the word is getting out. There's no doubt. It is. All of our socials are getting a lot more traction, a lot more visitors.
Oh yeah.
I think once we get these gas fees under control, get them down to where either everybody else is or maybe even lower, that we're going to start converting those into holders.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She's either going to sit here or she's going to sit here and just stare at me and make me feel weird. So
Yeah, one way.
this is what she does.
She's like, I see the light. I see the light. Oh,
Okay, leave the microphone alone. That costs more than you do.
let's make Arca a top 20 token. You know it. That's
Yes.
we're not going to make it a top 20 token. We're going to make it the token. It's going to be the project, the everything. I'm not going to compare it to anything else out there in this world. There's no top anything. It's its own class. We're targeting crypto enthusiasts only.
So those 500,000 were just crypto enthusiasts. That's not even just out there for anybody. Is that what I'm getting from that? It's like,
No, I mean, I guess he's speaking of the exposure for Archangel on the marketing platforms. So that's 500,000 views for whatever platforms that they've advertised in. That's what I mean.
That was
speaking
500,000 views for the website.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
one,
and that was
is
just
one of the venues.
right.
Yeah.
And my understanding is, correct me if I'm wrong, those are actual visits to the website, not just like seeing the link, right?
No, that's unique. Yeah, it's unique. That's unique click-throughs. They're actually going through the link and hitting it.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's huge.
Yes. Just imagine until that door opens. Once this new contract goes live and those gas fees come down and that word gets out, that's all I can say is watch out.
Oh yeah.
That brings in that whole other entry level of investors that haven't been able to touch Arca due to the gas fees.
Now listen. I'm always going to be as gung ho as I am about this project. I'm always going to be the voice of tempered expectations. Okay, so we are migrating to a new contract, right? That is amazing. As we migrate to this new contract, it could take people a little while to find it. It could take people a little while to determine whether or not it's legit, being that it is a new contract. So there are going to be hurdles that we're going to have to go through after we release the contract and get the gas fees down. So what I don't want us to run into is something that happens a lot in crypto, which is extreme overhype and too much of an expectation. So that when something doesn't reach these massive proportions, like we just had a crypto that is going through this cycle right now,
Yep.
Yes.
As a result of extreme overhype and way too much pressure on one particular event to determine the value of the cryptocurrency. So I'm going to press everybody, temper your expectations, be realistic, but be very, very, very excited about what's coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have to more of it, take it in this manner in terms of the new contract rather than looking for an exorbitant amount of, say, if the gas price is right now around $100, it cannot be cut down to $10. That's not the way that we are looking at things. Yes, there will be a drastic reduction in what you would be paying as gas fee, but what we need to look out is the future prospects that Archangel can get with this new contract migration. So that's something that we need to shift focus on rather than just having the gas fees as a place, because gas fees is something which is not determinant on a project or a crypto token. It's totally dependent on the network that you are in. And that's something to do with the network or the blockchain that you want to be part of in the future as well, right? So, but this new contract is not, even though it has its main focus on the gas fees, it's more to do with what future prospect or what future functionalities that Archangel can have and advance as and when the technology advances in crypto space. So that's the main shift of focus that we need to have. And yeah, like you said, Ofi, it's all about not having too much of hype. We need to, stick our feet on the ground and
You can be
stick to what is
excited
the
about
reality.
it, right? Like, I don't
Yeah.
want people to interpret that as like, don't be excited about this. Like, that's
Yeah,
the
excitement
exact
is
opposite
different.
of what I'm saying. Be excited, but
Yes.
also understand where we are and where we're going, right? So 2 things I want to
True.
say real quick. Price predictions. We cannot give price predictions. Can't do it. So we appreciate your interest and we hope that you can determine the value for yourself, but we think that we're creating something pretty solid here. The second thing is this new contract, as helpful as it's going to be in the short term, the thing to keep in mind here is not the prospect for immediate growth. It is the prospect for what we do after this contract comes out that dramatically increases value down the road. Right.
Oh, and
So
guess
don't
what?
think of this as like, oh man, next week is going to be insane. I'm going to make so much money. Think of it as next week's going to be fun, but not as much fun as I'm going to be having in about 6 to 7 months.
6 to 7 months. I think it's going to be a lot sooner than
I'm
that.
trying to temper expectations.
I know.
Addy.
You know,
7 months is good.
I'm not one to hype up anything, but my expectations is just from the way they've executed already. You know, I got a feeling we're going to have some angels overlooking us, and Archangel's going to put us either on the nice or the naughty list, and it hasn't been determined yet, and we will know when that gets closer. So, trying to be on the best behavior, and I almost bet Arca's going to put us on the nice list this year. That's the best way I can put it right now.
Here we go.
Alright.
The way Danny Lee put it, I realistically believe this will 100x in a year.
Yep. Remember,
A
not
possibility.
financial advice.
A possibility, yeah. Not
Possibility,
financial advice.
Right.
Oh, but yeah, guys, man, it's been fun. Can you believe it's been an hour and 50 minutes already? Joe, you said it was going to be about a half hour tonight, sir.
I'm still hiding. I mean, he's
You're still
already.
hiding?
Yeah, he's pretty mad at me right now.
Remember, Joe was nice enough to record, what was it, like a pretty long video for us to splice in here with us. So
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And
He's taking a nap somewhere.
He's soaking it up right now.
Joe and his naps.
Me and my naps.
Right.
Yeah.
I love naps. Naps are great. I can't wait to have one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've heard about him for years. I've just never.
Yeah, what's this nap thing?
I've never. Is that new?
Yeah. Man, someone's Telegram is blowing up tonight.
I mean, I got the whole thing silenced.
Yeah, I try to do that, and I'll tell you what, it's
All
the
right.
bad part is
My phone's gonna explode though.
that's what I'm saying. I had to take mine earlier because it was sitting near the microphone, and I forgot it was on vibrate. And of course, I'm on a boom arm coming down off the desk, so that vibration traveled straight up through it. It's
When we started going up yesterday, man, I swear my phone could have registered on the Richter scale. Please, it would not stop, man. I had to mute it.
I was gonna say mine just got to the point where it just didn't even send any notifications.
It just gave up.
I had to turn it off and turn it back on just
You're
when it
listening to
doing
me.
it again.
The bad
The
thing is
poor
now,
thing couldn't keep up.
the thing is, I got my old desktop that is now my wife's. I got her set up with Telegram. I have my editing computer. It's set up with Telegram. And then my laptop has Telegram. And then my phone. So it's like when I get a message, the entire house hears it. There's no denying a Telegram or Discord message. That's why I
get
tell
an
people.
Alexa that also alerts you from like across the house. She just yells at you.
Yep, she's up in the living room.
Oh,
She's
good.
up in the living room.
Good.
That was like the other
You
night.
drive yourself insane, man.
Oh,
Right.
dude.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, nope, that's a
Let's see a
private
flaming
okay.
GTR.
When GTO? Man,
Now
I'll
he
tell you.
said, "No, let's see a flaming GTR."
Oh, flame.
Wow.
Oh, man. I would love, you know what? I don't even like the new GTRs. If I had to choose a Skyline, it would be the R34 or R33. I'm sorry. Paul Walker had it going on in Fast and the Furious with that R34. When he came out with that silver and that blue on that car, it's like, yeah, that's goals one day. That's goals.
I just want to have a classic 1996 Geo Metro, man. That's all I want. You know,
Hey, there is
live in the
nothing
back,
wrong
live in
with
the
that.
back of that box with four wheels and just see the world. You know, drive to Europe like I always dreamed.
Man,
And,
dude, I got a friend who still rolls around in a 96 Geo Metro. Kid you not.
dude, that thing's never gonna die. It's like the Nokia of cars, dude. Like,
Yes.
It's never gonna die.
Honestly, yeah.
Crypto Web Nerd says, "Hi, Caddy. How could you? What did I do? Oh, talking. I'm a trader. Yep. I'm talking about a GTR over a Caddy.
Yep.
3000 GT. You know what? A 3000 GT. I got to ride in one, but it was a VR4 version. That was freaking sweet.
I feel like
Carlos.
the Supra is not getting enough love. The Supra is a nasty car.
Are we talking about the new one or the mid 90s?
Oh, we're talking like mid 90s, man.
Okay, good.
That thing was
Good.
a monster.
I was about to lose a little respect for you on that one if you're going to say the new Supra.
Really?
All of a
Really?
sudden, like Ofidel just disappears.
Oh, yeah, no.
I get kicked. He just kicks me out.
No, that
We're
96
confiscating his wallet.
Oh, that is my livelihood. You know, let's see. Wilkerson, 212s in a Metro is fun. Yeah, you're going to blow the doors clean off that one. Guys, it's always fun. You know what? Where did Joe go? What is that man up to?
Maybe
He's still hiding.
That's pretty suspicious. He comes back right when we're talking about him.
Yep, I had to go
Yeah.
do the same thing earlier. Needed that
Coffee.
refill.
Suspicious.
We got a good long night ahead of us.
It's weird, Joe.
Oh.
You picked up the phone and went to get coffee. Was that phone call telling you to get coffee? Is that what that
Yeah.
phone call was?
No, that was something else.
Okay. Thanks for narrowing it down.
Yeah, it's the Archa Cafe. Tell me to get a refill. I'm going to need it. Man, guys. So, what, we're at that hour and 52-minute mark. What updates with, with Arca have we not covered yet this week that's been going on? Have we kind of hit everything? I still feel like there's been so much we're missing something.
A big one, yeah. Just keep in mind that we have a lot of people watching us in the socials, in the telegrams, on the YouTube live streams, on our VCs. There are people that you don't know yet that you'll meet soon, probably, but just keep that in mind. And a lot of these people are actively interested in helping us achieve our goals. So everything that we do, like you all have said time and time again, keep it positive, keep it constructive, keep it clean, keep it professional, and have good conversations with each other. Drive each other to think and be innovative, challenge the norm. Status quo is not acceptable in this project, and it never will be. And that's okay.
Yeah, that word don't exist.
That's okay. Think like that. We have to think like that.
Yeah. We have a quick question. Will the old Archangel tokens disappear after we migrate? Probably. I want to save them as digital relics.
So
I think so. They won't be there. I mean, that's
actually, that's the one thing. With a contract migration, that token will, just like any airdrop token that, a dusting scheme that ends up in your wallet, those tokens are going to be there. Now with Coinbase, there's not much you can do about it, but with MetaMask and I believe Trust Wallet as well, that you can go in and hide certain contracts.
You know what would be really cool? You know what would be really cool, actually? And I'm just coming up with this now. What if we just had everybody who had all these, basically the dead Arca tokens, send them so that we could create a series of NFTs and then give those out or auction those NFTs out to members of the community. So you can hold a piece of Arca's history without actually holding any of the tokens. So that way it's not really going to waste and people can actually save it as those relics.
Right.
That'd probably be interesting too, especially the early holders within the project.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think with a dead contract, I think we're going to be limited on what we can do with the tokens. I don't know
because you're going to be disabling.
I mean, what we can actually do over here is create a standard NFT and probably airdrop it along with the new contract tokens to every holder. It's like they get the new contract tokens as well as a NFT which signifies that this was the old contract. I mean, we just have to have one general NFT designed by someone.
Let's see. What else do we have here?
Let me stew on that. Joe, is that something that you'd like me to pester you about, or is that something that you're going to be begrudgingly accepting me pestering you about?
Next. Man, guys. But yeah, that's huge, and that's the thing, inside that Telegram, inside, the socials, the eyes are on the project, guys.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
Well, people that I've never met, people that I don't know, that I've talked to just in the last 72 hours on the phone. I mean, yesterday, I think I had to duck some of your calls and some conversations with other team members because I was on the phone for probably 15 hours yesterday total. Because the people that wanted to talk on Thursday or Friday, I couldn't speak with because, normal working hour type thing. But you say, yeah, let's talk this weekend. And yesterday, even today, had a chat with Quester. I think we got delayed once, twice, 3 times on a chat with Quester, and I felt horrible. I was like, dude,
no, it was fine. I was gonna say you're I know the work you're doing. I know you're busy.
And there's time constraints with time zones. There's language challenges with folks that are interested that don't speak the same language as me. So there's a lot of challenges that we have to peel through just to get a conversation on the phone or wherever. But there are a lot of people watching this project. How we conduct ourselves is very important.
Yep, and you know what? And that takes up the project back to its grassroots. What was the famous saying, the 2-word phrase that we told everybody?
Just watch.
Just watch. And you know what?
They listened.
Yes, they did. And you know what? And a lot of the social media posts that I've made was just that simple. Yeah. It was just that simple of just watch, put our contract or put our website out there, put the Telegram out there. Yep. And you know what? At that point, I really felt like less was more. I could sit here and I could preach all day about what Archangel's doing. Instead of me preaching, let me lay the sources out for him. Come watch yourself. And you know what? It's been really, really huge. I've gotten more responses from that approach than out there truly hard shilling directly. So,
something else to get excited about is as far as the shilling goes.
What's that?
I've been working on something.
Uh-oh.
I'm working on something to help us out with that a little bit.
Dun, dun, dun.
And well, actually, several somethings, and they will be coming out in due time. And I think that they will be quite helpful in helping people understand what it is that we're doing and why we are valuable.
Nice. I can't wait to see that. Because I'll tell you, it's so hard to explain when somebody asks about everything we're doing. There's just so much. It's like, all right, how can I compile this in? It's like, yes, I can throw them the incubator page. I can throw them the ecosystem roadmap. I can throw them the technical roadmap. And you know what? It is so much for one to take in you can really overload somebody's brain really quickly.
That's why a lot of the time, like, I consider myself to be at least a slightly below to average intelligence person. I usually ask people, especially in things that I don't understand fully or want to understand, I ask them, explain it to me like I'm 5. Right. And it's not because I can't handle the concept. It's just because there's a lot of moving parts. Right. And the less complicated you can make that, the more approachable you can make it to just your random individual, the more likely you are to have more success with adoption. So the simpler you can make a complex idea,
dumb it down.
better off you'll be.
Yes. And it's funny. I got to show this comment because guess what? That became extinct.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's a relic. It's a relic of the past.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. As quote has been said before, we are building it now.
Yep,
There's we build it. It's happening. It is happening.
Yeah, we got our intake call with the Google dev team this week, so that's exciting. We get to sit down with the Google team and do some UX design for the very first time. That's going to be exciting. These are 2 of them have never even heard of crypto. The other 4 have, but it's exciting because you get a different perspective. You get a different point of view from people who are not exposed to it. It's actually really important to have that exposure.
Right.
Because you can take traditional mindsets and bring it back.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
So you get a well-rounded team like that you have crypto experience and you have some without, and it's broadens the scope of it.
So that kind of ties into what I'm saying. You don't have to be an expert in something to be valuable at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Come into crypto knowing nothing and still be able to contribute something.
Yeah, that's like earlier today. I had to run to Best Buy to pick up a couple things for the stream tonight, and I'll tell you what. I ended up having a group of 3 of their employees over asking, like, man, we've seen you in and out of here a lot lately because I've been going in, just pricing things out, doing some things. And they're like, what is it you do? And I'm like, open door, open opportunity. I spent an hour and a half in Best Buy and had 3 people looking at Archangel's website before I
You got
walked out
2
of that
people
place.
fired is what you mean.
Probably. The good thing is, I know the manager there.
Good job.
It's fine if they get fired because they can just live off of Archangel.
Okay.
They don't have to worry about their day jobs.
He's contributing to the unemployment numbers.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
But probably you're making
yeah,
them self-employed,
Yeah.
MJ has a comment there too. I mean, we had, like you said, he had a hard time being happy this week. His buddy lost all his tokens due to a scam. That was hard. That we peeled through that last week, and that was a really tough situation.
Yes.
Not fun at all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just a word of
Did you ever
advice
send off that report to Binance?
Yeah, so I chatted with MJ earlier today, and the gentleman who lost the tokens, he did submit the report, and he got a response back pretty quickly. That basically it was a cut and paste response. It basically says good luck. So we're gonna have to peel through that. Maybe we didn't tell a good enough story. Maybe the links didn't show what happened, but we're gonna have to help him out. I'd like to try and help him out a little bit and maybe take a look at the content that he sent in to see if we can reframe it.
Yeah, so I do know that some people that have these wallets that are digging into this, they are monitoring these wallets. We can't, when you're looking into a situation like this, a scam, essentially, these type of things that go on in crypto, it's not as clean and dry, cut and paste as you would think it is. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of case building. And the biggest thing is you got to wait for them to make that wrong move. And as we can watch, it could take an hour. It could take 3 months. It could take a year. It all depends when they try to start to move that money out. So one of the things that they like to do is they will take these tokens that they're scamming off people and move them to stable coins. And they'll take these stable coins and disperse them throughout multiple wallets. And it's the matter of creating that flow chart of where it's coming and where it's going. And it's not an easy task. It's real easy to get caught in that web of resources, that web of wallets, of everything out there, and lose of what's going on. But if someone can take the time to truly draw it out, to truly break it down, you can see where things are going, and you're just waiting for that slip up. And let me tell you guys, they may be smart. They think they're smart. They're going to slip up sooner or later. The problem is there's just not a lot of eyes that sit there and take the time and the patience to do stuff like this. You know, it is cryptocurrency. It is decentralized finance. It is DeFi for a reason. And you don't get the support of your stock market, of your traditional, investments, of your banks. You don't get that support in the crypto realm.
True.
So again, I'm going to give sort of the, I don't know, more cynical, more cynical view on this. Ultimately, what it's going to come down to is this: as much research as we can do, we don't have the infrastructure to solve that problem. Ultimately, what it's going to come down to is whether or not Binance wants to do their job. And the only way to get that to happen is to give them the information that we're accumulating, and then have you guys, or MJ and your friend, describe literally exactly what happened and tell them, be like, yo, like, what do I need to do to get you guys to look into this for me? Like, what information do you need in order for you to help me resolve this problem? You guys are literally the fraud department. This is fraud. Like, what else do you guys do sitting at your computers?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too,
people know all the time. Like, I want that job.
Yeah, the other thing too is that we have a police chief in our midst, in our forum, in our community, and that individual, I don't know if the community member is an active chief or retired or whatever, but that individual might be able to help us discover some ways to communicate more clearly with law enforcement officials to help them understand why this is so important to us and to the person who lost that value. It could just be that we're not communicating properly with people who don't understand the loss. They don't understand crypto. A lot of them still think it's, funny money. They don't get it.
Yeah.
So if we can find out who that person is, I could have sworn they were in chat a few days ago and introduced himself as a police chief or a former police chief. If we could find out who that is and reach out to them privately and get some pointers, that might help big time.
Yep, I remember who that is because I actually was one of them that greeted them when they came into the room and had a little conversation in there. So I can dig through and find that.
Yeah, and we'll just send them a private message and let's ask for some pointers on how we can communicate better with the police departments, because Binance requires the police to communicate directly with them. They have to provide the police report number. They've got to provide the point of contacts. They've got to provide all that.
So there are steps to be taken. We're going to do everything we can as a community to try to assist in that matter. Because that sucks, man. That really sucks. That's a huge hit for anybody, and that's awful, and it's terrible that happened.
All right, moving on. Is Arca supported on Ledger?
Well, that's the thing. Directly, no. But if you hold an ERC wallet on a ledger, you can store any custom token within the ledger itself. I had somebody ask about this the other day, and I personally don't have a ledger. I did order one. It's got a 3-week waiting period before it even gets shipped right now. So I went on to what they call Ledger's Academy. It's a resource based directly off their site. Even though it doesn't directly list that token, it does state in their academy that you can store any ERC token based off the custom contract. So yes, it's not going to be, treated as if it's like a MetaMask or Trust wallet. It's not going to be like Coinbase where it's automatically going to populate. You have to do a little bit of work with it.
There is a taxation also involved when you're moving over your tokens from a normal wallet to a ledger. If I'm correct on that part, I think it's 6 to 8% additional tax that you will have to pay when you're moving it to a hard wallet.
So with that, right now, currently, the taxes are in place. But once the new contract comes live in that migration, they are doing away with the transfer tax directly with Archangel. I don't know what Ledger's fees are directly.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing. That's part of this contract. Part of the big part about the contract going to that ERC 1155.
No, I meant the Ledger fees, Kerry. There is a Ledger fee for the movement from a soft wallet to a Ledger wallet. That's what I meant. Yeah.
They got to make their cut somehow. They got to pay that chip security.
So you need to be a little careful on that. People tend to think, okay, I can just have a hard wallet and move my tokens from here to there. And then when they actually do the movement, they see a reduction in number or probably a certain amount of Ethereum actually gone out as tax. I don't know personally how the taxation system works, whether it would be the native token that you're moving or would it be in Ethereum or any other smart chain. But yeah, you do have a certain percentage of tax that is levied when you're moving it to a hard wallet. So just be careful on that if you're moving it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Caddy, I think it's more to do with the support that you have on the particular wallet, be it a hard or a soft wallet. If you've configured your hard wallet to hold any ERC20 tokens, you can actually move any ERC20 token out there. That's my understanding.
Mhm.
But yeah, even I don't own a Ledger wallet. It's very hard for me to get one here, to be frank. So yeah, I'll get one when I can.
Yep. And that's like I noticed that we had a commercial get released earlier this week within the Archangel
Mhm.
Telegram that Archangel and Elapal. I also seen on the social media that Elapal announced that they are now supporting Archangel. So
Yeah.
I personally, I looked into an Elapal before and I was curious, but it was a newer technology I was kind of iffy about. But now with Archangel being supported by them, I do got one coming on its way. I'm really curious because there is some pros to that product compared to Ledger and Trezor both that I'm really curious to see and want to experience firsthand. So
Hmm.
that I thought that was pretty huge.
We are at 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yes, I noticed that we are rolling over. I try to cap it at that 2 hour just to keep it consistent. Let's see here, Caddy. Maybe in the future you can make a video about transferring
Yeah.
Arca to the Ledger. Yeah, it's just going to take some time to get one. Right now they are on back order through Ledger directly. But once that happens, we'll be hopefully get some here and get some going. I know hardware wallets, cold storage, it's getting really, really popular. And with altcoin season knocking at the door and a lot of people getting into crypto now, it's becoming a thing after Coinbase hacks, MetaMask hacks. It does happen. Let's see here. He's extremely depressed. Like a key. No, I know. That's the hard part
Yeah.
there. Let's see.
I mean, even I did receive a message yesterday from one of my viewers that he lost his tokens on Trust Wallet. But yeah, just a few things that you need to be a little wary of. If someone is giving you a lot of airdrops and a lot of free tokens, which quotes a lot of Ethereum value, it's a scam. So no one actually out there in the crypto space would give you, say, zero point 0.2 or zero point 0.3 or zero point 0.5 worth of Ethereum free of cost. What I would personally advise everyone to do, if you have a token which is not something that you have purchased, if it's directly airdropped or so, and you see that the value is exorbitantly high, take the token name, probably search it in Google. You would be able to see whether it's actually a scam or not. Or you can come down to Etherscan or BSC scan, whichever the chain that the token is in, and check the contract address for the token. Verify if the same amount of tokens is actually airdropped to a lot of wallets. So if it's the same number of tokens that is airdropped to, say, thousands of wallets, then it's a pure scam. I mean, I did do a video on dusting attacks, and that's how they actually gain a backdoor access. I did do a video on NFT scams that do happen. So there are a lot many ways, and scammers are getting innovative, right? So I have them on my playlist under the crypto wisdom section. So if anyone wants to go ahead and check that out, please go ahead and check it out. Scams are getting a little more complicated, probably especially people who are getting into crypto right now. All that's needed for them is proper awareness and education.
Yep.
So many of them are just here for the quick money, and that's where I do not want to place myself. Or even I believe Wester and Caddy are in the space where we want to educate people on how to use crypto rather than just how to make money, right? So anyone can make money. It's very easy, but you need to know the concept. The knowledge is your power. So once you have knowledge about what's going on and you're aware about how to protect your assets and how to utilize them in a proper manner, that would give you financial freedom in the very short span of time. And that's what I learned from very hard lessons. And that's where I have spent 2 years of my time to actually learn about crypto and then come back to crypto. So yes, I guess we'll have to end it now. I mean, will YouTube cut us off? I'm not so sure. But I told you, 2 hours is not enough today. 2 hours is not enough.
No, it never is. Like I said, we could run this for probably 8 hours a day, if not 24 hours a day, if we had enough people that could come on and just keep it rolling. Especially the way the project's been, just the aggressive execution. It's strategic, but it's proper, and it always keeps the community at the forefront. there's no rash decisions ever being made within. And I'll tell you, I really feel like we're in the best of hands out of every project I've seen out there. You know, I sound like a little cheerleader, but I don't care. It's just how much I believe in, and it's because they proved to us what they got.
Yeah,
And
it's one thing if you're just being a cheerleader. It's the other when they actually prove it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I mean, sure, people can go to the rooftops and scream all they want, but until some people actually see that proof, that's when they're screaming and they're yelling gets valid and actually is worth the while.
One thing I've seen with Archangel is when it comes out in words, it happens. It's penned down. It's like you say it is going to happen. We are going to do this. It's something like, you know, important document that you've penned down, right, on the contract. So it's definitely going to happen. It's not like pure words that are going to come out, be it from Joe or any of the other developers out there. If they say it's going to happen, if they say that they're going to reduce gas fees, well, we are seeing the result right now, and much faster than what we even expected.
It's going to get faster.
Oh yeah.
That's only
don't even think that it's going to even stay at the same pace. It's not. It's going to accelerate. I'm not trying to. It's not hype. It's designed to accelerate.
Well, Joe, don't put us on a very hard time. You know,
no. Well,
really hard for us to follow up all those updates.
we're going to have to be big kids and put our foot on the brake when we hit that point, and that's okay. When we get to that point, we'll put our foot on it. We'll tap the brake a little bit, but we need to see where that point is. We need to get right on the edge of that and then back off.
Oh yeah.
And we're not there yet. We can move faster. We're gonna keep going.
That's very nice. In fact, I'm really amazed by the way that the project has taken off, you know, right from the very beginning, initial stages where it was, people found it hard to understand what the entire project is. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of people who did DM me or probably asked me outside YouTube, and they were like, I mean, I saw some of your videos, but I don't know what this project is all about. And now they have a clear picture. And now they know what this project is all about and where it is leading to, and now they're interested. I've got a few of them who did message me stating thank you for introducing me to this project as well, and they're really happy about it, and I'm glad. That's it.
Yeah,
just start thinking about DeFi. I'm just gonna keep throwing that out there.
Yeah, DeFi. That's the next big word with Archa.
Just get like change the tone almost in the Telegram to Innovation Lab 2, DeFi. Like we got Michael, it's in good hands now. We've got the money. We've got the money to put it in good hands. DeFi. We got to get rolling.
And I'll tell you what, if I've learned anything, Joe, you don't say anything with, how do I put this? You don't blow that smoke. If you say something, there's a reason why you say it. You don't waste a breath without an intent.
We need to get hot on DeFi quickly.
So that means like yesterday.
Yeah, just change the mindset a little bit. It's great to be excited about Michael. That one's in the works. It's in the pipeline, and it's going to develop. It's going to move at its pace. And I'm not saying we can take our eyes off it because we can't. But we've got to keep feeding this pipeline. That's how continuous deployment, continuous delivery of value works. We've got to keep that pipeline moving.
How specifically do you want the community to help you with that?
How
can we contribute?
Just start kicking around some ideas about DeFi, about things that are in crypto right now that are completely broken, and things in society within finance, within centralized finance, that sooner or later crypto will have to adopt.
Right.
And it's okay to be very aggressive with the ideas. Like at this point, there are no bad ideas. We'll do the due diligence on it as a community to figure out if the idea has a technical support behind it. Let's get the ideas moving on DeFi. Yeah. And like I posted earlier this week, we need to start thinking about Epic 3.
Yeah.
Jesus. And Epic 3 was scheduled for what, 18 months out?
Yeah.
On version 1 of the roadmap, 18 months out.
Yeah, we'll be hitting that in probably 6.
And if you're saying 6 now, it's going to be 3.
Yep. Right. And that's him under promising and over delivering every freaking step of the way.
It's all about the pace that we can maintain as a community and as a project. And if there are people lining up behind us that are willing to help us build it, then why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, why not? If they're willing to help us build it and they've accepted the risk versus the reward, and we're willing to do the work and put it all together and execute, then let's hello.
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's go.
I mean, because there's nothing holding back at that point.
No,
it's the question of the scalability. This is what we could do with these resources. Well, these are the resources that are available now. This is the progress, the aggressive track that can be taken.
Yeah.
And it's not being aggressive at the risk of we're not doing quantity over quality. That quality is still there along with the quantity. And
and keep this in mind too, that there are also members of the community with very, very significantly feasible ideas for Archangel. Mm-hmm. They are spinning around. You don't see them because they're doing it privately. They're forming groups. They're getting ideas together. There are community members that have exceptional ideas about new projects that could be in the ecosystem. And don't be surprised when you start seeing those hit the boards.
Yep.
Just give us like 30 or 40 hints. That's all.
I'll give you a really good one that's really moving quick, and that's NFTs. It's moving quick, and there are people behind it that are very highly experienced, highly qualified, and very aggressively energetic people behind that idea. And do not be surprised if from within the community you see an external project appear out of nowhere that says, "We're building this. You guys want to get involved?" Because it's going to be a post. It's going to come out of nowhere, and get used to seeing them. Just get used to it.
Fantastic.
So Stacy has a quick concern about how much to stake. Well, it's your personal targets, whether 2%, 50%, 100%, whatever suits you. But if you ask me, well, personally, I would say 80-20 would be my strategy. 80% in staking and 20% keep it aside for liquidity. So you can utilize it the way you want. That's my personal opinion. But again, each one has a different strategy in it. The more you stake, the more rewards you would get. That's the only point that we can actually make here.
I think that initially, right, and this is just how I feel about it. Initially, I think I'm going to put a minority of what I have into the staking pool after that 7-day period, of course. But I'm putting everything in for that 7 day. But after that 7 day, I'm probably going to be a little bit less aggressive with the staking. But as time goes on, I'm going to be putting more and more and more of what I'm holding, the percentage that I'm holding, into that staking pool. Just so I can be as greedy as I can with the reflections before I start just aping into that staking pool and feeding off of the community like a leech, See,
I was gonna put it in a nicer way of just like slowly build up that staking pool area. That way you give yourself more time for those new projects to come into the staking pool and start contributing to it.
Yep.
But I mean, works too.
Like I said, for me, I have my own strategy and plan going into it as well. And, the staking pool is going to be huge. And I do have a percentage. I'm going to be doing a rolling ratio as it progresses. Yep. And, I'm not giving away all my secrets, but that's the progress that I plan on taking with it.
Right.
I sent you a message.
And one thing
on which platform?
One thing that's nice as well too, Stacey,
your guess.
We'll have enough time that you can actually be able to sit and really think about this. You got that time. You have time on your side to be able to sit down and be like, okay, what do I want to do? How do I want to execute it? And just sit there and play around with ideas. At the end of the day, I mean, what you do does not affect me. What you do doesn't affect Aslan, Caddy. It doesn't affect any of us except for yourself. So whatever you feel best for yourself and for your future, go for it. Do it.
Exactly. So you need to go with, like we were speaking earlier, right? Go with your gut feeling. Go with your intuition.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's what you need to do, because end of the day, it's your money, your tokens, and your strategy and your needs that actually matter, right? So 80-20 can work for me. 50-50 can work for Caddy, just an example. And Quester can have it 75-25, Joe can have it 75-25. Well, Oaf will have it with 25-75, 75 on the outside. So each one, they have their own strategy. And just one more question, which I would like to touch base real quick on people asking about whether they have to wait for the new contract or they can go ahead and buy it right now. Well, there are two things to this. One, yes, the gas fees might be, pretty good in terms of reduction once the new contract gets rolling. But if you ask my personal opinion, I believe the price that you are seeing today might not be the same price that you might see once the contract launches. So if price is a concern, then yeah, you can do your maths on how much of the amount that you would like to go ahead and purchase. It depends entirely on the bag of tokens that you would like to go ahead and take. So yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
that's something to be a little cautious about, because here you're worrying about gas fees, but there you would have to think of the price point of Archangel once the new contract comes in.
One thing I like to say is, like, with gas fees, I mean, yeah, they're crazy, but you have set times where they'll be lowest. The price, you never know if it's going to go down or how it's going to go down or how far it's going to go up. So it's better to just try if you have the money, and the gas fees are, like I say, bearable, and the bearable is whatever you determine bearable. Then just jump into there, especially if the token's low, and if you plays it right and the token's low and the gas fees are low, that's perfect to go in.
If your gut is telling you to wait, then wait.
Then wait.
If your gut is telling you to buy, then buy.
Right.
Or else one more option that you can pick up is the exchanges, where you do not need to worry about gas fees. You can choose the exchanges for now and probably shift them over to the decentralized wallets once the new contract launches, because by then you will have the price point also in the difference, as well as the migration would have automatically happened.
What
to the new contract.
What was going on with CoinsBit earlier? We were
was that an issue?
There was a massive arbitrage opportunity there for some reason.
Yeah, it was up. It was up in the 47s from what I saw.
It wasn't just up in the 47s, Joe. It was up to the 47s with 3 zeros.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what that was about, but somebody changed their lives today.
Somebody, right?
Yeah, I checked it earlier, and the highest I saw was 470 million market cap.
That's so crazy, though. Like, why is there
Wow.
Because people over there on that exchange want to buy it.
Yes.
I mean, that's what it boils down to. People on that exchange and we sent them a bunch of tokens. We didn't send them like 5 trillion. We sent them a bunch.
Really?
Yeah. That exchange is nothing to joke about. I know a lot of people think CoinsBit's not a very good exchange. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It was right in the middle of the pack, and it's exposure to markets that we don't have exposure to. So eventually, things are going to get so expensive over there that they're going to hunt elsewhere. It's going to force people to look elsewhere for a better price.
Yeah.
And eventually, that network that spider web of networks all becomes people hunting around for the best price.
Yeah.
And that's fine. We'll take all of that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take it all. I mean, that's we want to give people options for buying and selling. But yeah, I did see the CoinsBit price was really, really high today.
Mm-hmm.
There's just nobody over there wants to sell. They all want to buy and hold.
Look, I got to be honest. I bookmarked CoinsBit today. I didn't do it before today, but I bookmarked the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Did you see it higher than 47?
Yes, man. I saw it higher than 47.
But 3 zeros. 3 zeros, guys.
It was listen, man. Listen.
Well, remember,
I'm either the most loyal person you've ever met or the dumbest person you've ever met.
No,
I don't know what it is.
Remember, there's an MUSDT conversion too. It's not.
That was one of my biggest questions. Is what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like
the highest I saw today was equivalent to 470 million.
So yeah, you would compare the ratio as what the value of Ether. How does it work? What a value of Ether per Arca, and then the value of micro tether to
Gotcha.
Arca.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the ratio is definitely different there. It's not like 1 to 1,000. It's more like 1 to
Okay,
20
so
or
it turns
1
out
to
I'm not the dumbest. I'm just the most loyal. So that's fine.
30.
I'm okay. I'm happier with that. I'm happier
That's a great
with
price.
that.
Hey, we got to be careful. Again, this video is not for financial advice. Somebody
Yeah.
said that's a great price prediction. Oh, gosh,
Yeah.
I would love to see it at that. But
Yeah.
let's be
Not
real.
a price prediction.
There's just
No.
there's
You
certain
need to roll the banners below, Caddy.
the exchanges hit different geographic areas of the world, different people, and some cultures and some people are just willing to buy and hold it and not sell it, and that's
Yep.
forcing the price on those exchanges higher.
Oh,
Definitely. Yeah.
So, and people who really want it will be forced to look elsewhere. So,
yes.
There's something that we could look into is I'm not entirely sure how they did this, but basically the way that this other project negated that was they basically had someone whose entire job was making buys and sells on opposing platforms to arbitrage the prices and keep them somewhat consistent.
oh yeah,
And I think as we get bigger and have a larger user base, that may come in handy because that will keep the price more stable than these massive gaps.
And I think we might be talking about the same project here because I even mentioned to Joe before the Central Exchange launches.
We're talking about the same project.
Yeah. And when I was telling him, that arbitrage, the price fluctuation there, I mean, it was ungodly percentages. And we were watching it just happen from buy here, sell there, buy here, sell there. And all I could do was just put my hand on my head and just pray. And I told Joe that was one of my main concerns is how are we going to remedy that arbitration? Because what we've witnessed is just unreal.
Because I mean, all right, let's say CoinsBit ends up being super cheap one day, right? If CoinsBit becomes super cheap, somebody's able to buy it over there. They come over and sell it on Uniswap and wipe out a large portion of that liquidity pool.
Yep.
Right, and that's terrifying. So, again, it's not something that I see happening. I don't think CoinsBit's going to drop. Especially where it's sitting right now, that'd be a massive, massive drop on CoinsBit to make that a concern. But
yeah, it's not a concern.
No, because you also got to remember too that ratio. That's where it looks like
that
it's
ratio
a
is
big difference.
massively different. Yeah.
Yep.
But either way, I think it's an important thing to talk about, and
it's also you got to remember that the pairs don't cross. It's MS. It's
micro.
It's right. It's micro. It's not ETH. It's not USD.
Right.
It's not ETH. It's so. They have to sell it there. They can't come over to Uniswap and sell it. So don't be terrified.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's one of the keys.
Yeah.
All right. I've gone on the spectrum of loyal to stupid. I'm starting to slide a little bit.
The arbitrage really kicks in is when the pairs are identical, but the prices are different on the exchanges. So you have two exchanges that use the same pair and the prices are different. That's where that's what you got to watch. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So checking on Shadrach's question, can you send Arca to CoinSpit? I believe you're asking from your wallet to CoinSpit exchange. Yes, it's as equivalent to any other wallet address that's out there. You just need to go to the receive button or deposit on CoinSpit and just use the same address to send over from your wallet to CoinSpit exchange.
Be careful with that one because remember that the Arca pair that is in our wallet is an Arca ETH, as Arca tied to ETH. Once it goes to CoinSbit, CoinSbit uses the micro tether.
Yeah.
So that I don't know how that would work because you're affecting the liquidity of two different pairs.
It actually doesn't matter, Caddy, because you're sending in Arca tokens. Yeah. So you're sending it as the Ethereum network, right? So it's just the tokens that you're transferring from one wallet to another wallet. It's just a transfer that comes into picture. But when you're trying to
has an
liquidate
Ethereum wallet that you send it to, and then you just have access to the token.
No. In CoinSpit, you need to search for Archangel and click on the deposit button. So that will open up the specific Archangel wallet address for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then you can just send it across. I mean, it's the same with any exchanges. I mean, and works vice versa as well. So if you have it in any of the exchanges, you just push it across to your wallet. It's just about withdrawal and put the wallet address that you want to put into.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But guys,
Okay.
Oh man, guys. But yeah, it's been a crazy, crazy week just overall for Arca. I know that I don't mean to cut us guys off here, but it is getting late. Wife is probably
Yeah.
home, hanging out away, hiding from me right now. And Joe, sir, you have spent a lot more time with us this evening than originally planned. We appreciate it. And you coming on too, brother.
Yeah.
By the way,
Thank you
love
so
the
much, Joe.
soundproofing. Love the soundproofing.
It comes in handy.
I can
Interpret
tell.
that however you want. But it comes in handy.
Oh. But
Sorry, I got to make it weird at least once, man. It's my trademark. I can't help it.
I know. Hey, that's the fun. That's the joy.
No,
That's what it's all
the
about.
serious response is I've been a vocalist for a while and I recorded here, so it helps.
Yeah. I'm learning. I'm learning all the ropes. That's for dang sure. I spent almost an hour and a half today messing with settings on my mic that I didn't even know existed.
It was really fun.
Yeah, wait till you learn about effects. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Just learning the ropes and the bounds there a little bit more in depth. So was there any other questions that we missed in the comments here?
Let me scroll through here real quick.
You got it, broski. Thank
All right,
you. Good night.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I need to drop off right now. I have my day job calling in. I have another meeting to attend right now. I'm sorry for that. So it was really a fun time. Yeah, it was really a fun time today.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Aslam. We'll see you next week.
See you all.
Right.
Bye. Catch you the next week.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we're gonna
head out as well.
Yeah, I don't see any more questions, so we're probably just gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Right.
Well, again,
for
I
having
appreciate
me. Been a pleasure.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Anybody's more than welcome to come on. Just drop us a comment about it. We can get you on within a few minutes. You've seen how easy it was to get Oph on here, and if you got any questions, feel free to drop in that main Telegram. We'll all do what the best we can. MJ says,
just so I can stay true to my own character before I leave here. Shill. Get out there. Shill. Tell somebody. I don't care if they want to hear about it.
Not chill. Not chill.
Share your beliefs. Share your.
I've been wanting to.
Why.
Yeah. No, that's a much better way to put it.
Yeah.
Shilling has a connotation to it.
It does.
So go out there and get on a soapbox. Tell some people about us. Do yourself a favor. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I keep up my local stores, I'm going to run out of electronic places to go.
Why is Best Buy always closed?
Yeah. All righty, gentlemen. Again, it's been a pleasure. Have a great night. It's been fun, and we will see each other in some platform here before it's over with.
Yes, you will.
Yes.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining.
Bye.